Forge Live. This is on the Anvil episode 36.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. I was waiting for you to get it
no,
wrong. Yeah, 36.
Episode 36. This is the show where we take you behind the scenes at Dwarven Forge and show you what we're working on, what we're thinking about. And we hang out for a couple hours and we're drinking some water because I didn't have time to run out and get some seltzer.
I'm drinking some plant water.
Runa
It's so funny. It was the funniest thing when I came in Hellscape and you guys were all drinking Runa all the time. It was funny because I worked for them for a little bit, so it was really funny to just come in and like I never heard anybody like talking about it like outside of when I worked there. So
I love it. It's Wayusa. For those of you that don't know, it's Wayusa leaf, which is an Amazonian herb that's got nice caffeine, but it's like slow release caffeine.
It's Druid coffee.
It's Druid coffee.
Yeah.
It's like a holy drink of Druids. It's the holy drink of Dwarven Forge. It's the lifeblood of this office is Runa.
I remember, that entire month I just ran on Runa and peppermint patties.
Turns out not healthy.
Yeah, but you know why start now?
Well,
let's make sure.
I'm Nate, and this is Chris, and you guys are our amazing audience. We're gonna hang out for 2 hours and look at some Wildlands stuff. And
yeah,
I think that's mostly today, right?
That's most of today. It's going to be a little shorter on the news end. We'll also be doing some other exciting stuff today after the news. As you can tell, this is our first time back in the office for possibly a month.
I had to come in once last week.
I mean, like streaming from the office.
Oh, yeah.
We have not been doing the office for a while. Ayahuasca leaf. No, not ayahuasca. Guayusa. It's very different.
Oh, well, yeah, it's training. It's training ayahuasca. We'll get there.
I remember an actress friend of mine took a trip and tried ayahuasca, and then she was like, "I'm giving up my career. I'm just going to move there, and I'm going to be an ayahuasca guide. Like that's my calling. This industry is it's all meaningless."
Wow, how'd that last?
She was then promoting something she was in the next month, so I think she wound up not doing that. Yeah. All right.
But we're going to take you on a different trip, though. A trip into the wildlands.
How do we not make any ayahuasca sculpts?
No, that would be awesome. I don't know how you would, but yeah. That's a whole nother line. That's a specialty line.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. First off, we're going to start off... we should do the news segment first.
Yes.
Yeah.
News.
All right. He gets so excited.
News.
This lasts longer than I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't even get to the part where it cooled off yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Because everybody knows what the news is. I mean, they don't know what the news is, but they know what the title is.
Chris, you get a haircut? Most of them, actually. Yeah. Yeah. News. We there's not a lot of news this week, but some fairly exciting things. First off, the build of the month sold out in 6 days, which is wild.
We want to hear wild? Did you hear the stat from Eric?
Yeah.
We sold one set an hour for the first 51 hours. So average, obviously, not much. But
That's
we sold
wild.
51 sets in 51 hours, which is crazy. It's more than we ever sold. Like right there, that already broke a record. Yeah.
Like we had more stock of that one than like any of the build of the months before, and we like.
You know what the weak link was? The overlays, the River Styx overlays.
We ran out of the filters. If we had more of those filters, we could keep selling it.
Yeah.
Like we have the ice caverns. We have everything else.
Maybe we have like we can have a second coming of some of the build of the months.
That's what some people were asking, because this is the first time I've seen people like, I really wanted to get that, and it
hit the sweet spot, right? It was like it was the right size, the right price point, the right kind of stuff that a lot of people didn't have. They're like, well, I haven't gotten the light panels or the ice, and kind of get put all in one place, and it was fun. Those are just look neat. I'm excited to see it next month. It's gonna be a little more expensive. It's $400, but it's sewers plus caverns plus a bunch of terrain trays plus alchemy supplies, and it's kind of a fun thing. So we'll see if people get excited.
Yeah, that's cool. Build of the month, like watching it kind of evolve, because that was actually the first thing. That's actually the first thing I did at the company. Before Hellscape, I was editing Build of the Month videos.
It's amazing.
Like way back when that first started. So to see it like be the thing it is now is kind of funny.
Well, in fact, we're actually selling the bundles now. That's like, yeah.
Yeah.
We never really thought about actually just like selling it.
We started the bundles after Wildlands. Did we sell anything before Wildlands?
I don't know. Maybe 1, 2.
I feel like we've been selling them for less than a year.
What is time?
Yeah. That's fair.
So anyway, Build of the Month is so next month which goes live in. Is that next week? No, 2 weeks. Because we haven't shot it. We're shooting it tomorrow. No, the day after tomorrow. Tomorrow.
It's only the 10th. There's still 18 days left of February.
Geez, I don't know.
Like it's
February's a short month, man. You didn't hear?
Yeah. So I'm assuming if we're doing the first Tuesday, it'll come out on the 2nd. So we're looking at just under 3 weeks for the next build of the month.
Well, if you're looking to buy it, you might want to act fast because it turns out they can sell out. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's we only sold out once before, and that was last month, but it was like the second to last day of the month, so it wasn't a big deal. But yeah.
Thanks. So what else? What else is new?
Other big stuff. For those of you who've been wondering, wanting beans for KS8, next week we're gonna talk about it here. Next week's episode will be whatever Nate thinks is appropriate to share with you guys at this point in time.
It's gonna be a smorgasbord, it's just the beans will floweth.
Yeah, that'll be the focus next week, which we've said a couple times before, but we just wanted to repeat it because no matter how many times you say something, you always miss somebody. So we just wanted to put it out there again.
And there's not going to be a lot to show, but there'll be a lot to tell. We'll show a couple photos of a couple of things.
Yeah.
But mostly sort of talk about where are we headed, what our strategies are, and what we're thinking, and what we think is going to be included at this stage, which will evolve. But
we're basically at the part, because that's the thing is when we started streaming and we started doing on the Anvil, we were already like a ways into the Wildlands process.
Dude, we were like a year in.
Yeah. So we mentioned like kind of on reflection, we were like, yeah, when we went into Wildlands, we were thinking like no civilization and stuff like that. We're kind of at the point now where that's really what we're doing is figuring out what that philosophy is. Yeah. And so that's the stage that we're at. So there's not as much stuff to show yet, but
also I'm excited because one of the fundamental purposes of this show is to just show you guys the process and show you where we're going, and so you can kind of see it. So we've notoriously sort of kept our cards very close to our chests in previous Kickstarters, and Wildlands with Twitch was the first time we kind of shown stuff early, and it didn't have any sort of negative repercussions or whatever. So I'm excited to show stuff kind of even earlier in the process. It's gonna be a shorter process, right? If we're launching in October, we had Wildlands was absurd because we'd started that stuff back in Caverns Deep, so it was
was Wildlands the longest production cycle we've had?
Yeah. And it's the most complicated, biggest, like the most surface area we've done by far of any. Like it's. But anyway, so this is going to be a lot faster, and I don't know. I'm excited to just sort of share it with you guys and see where it goes, and we'll see what lessons we learn about maybe showing stuff or not on the internet while we're developing it. So it'll be a fun episode. I don't know.
Yeah.
And other fun, like we're doing that afternoon. We're doing a presentation to the team. Everybody will say, hey, here's where we're at, we're doing. So like you guys are gonna see, like the same day we're gonna show the team what we're up to, then show it to all you guys. So you'll kind of be at the same speed as a bunch of the folks, because only a third of the team is actively involved in the development right now. Everybody else is basically holding down the fort, getting Wildlands at the door, keeping the wheels from flying off the bus, and all this other stuff. So
yeah. But isn't it nice that now we're more rounded out as a team, so we have people to handle that aren't also the sculptors?
Oh, it's amazing. Oh, everything's like cooking. Like social media is going, and our store is going, and our website is going, and all this stuff is all happening while a new thing is getting developed, while the other one is getting fulfilled and QC'd. And because the QC process on Wildlands is nuts. Like there's the complexity and the quantity of pieces.
These are the most complicated pieces we've made.
It's stupid.
Like, yeah.
Like,
I don't know what we were thinking, honestly.
I get excited.
Yeah, you actually got brought in by Facebook ads. We actually had a
Facebook ads for Twitch.
I think he's talking about it's Paul Hostetter / Mako. He came in on Wildlands. He's pretty active.
Yeah.
Apparently he saw Wildlands like through Facebook ads, which is it's at least one. We actually had a really big meeting today about
Facebook ads.
About Facebook ads specifically, talking about how to expand that stuff.
Yeah, what caught your attention? How did you?
Yeah, what was it that worked for you?
Why'd you click?
I'd actually be curious to hear what worked for you about that.
Chris, your hair really does look good.
Thank you.
I'm looking at it on camera here.
We should.
Yeah.
I'm right here.
It's much better. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
here.
but
I don't want to look here, but like on the camera.
Yeah,
like
but the camera adds. But I look better. The camera adds 10 pounds. So
yeah,
like.
Your hair's a little skinny. It needed some life. The camera
all right,
filled it up.
You're too skinny. Like you only look good on camera. All right. You deleted your Facebook? So did I, honestly. But it is what it is.
I have mine up just because I never got around to deleting it.
Yeah. Kickstarter next, more complicated than Wildlands. Oh no, this is
No.
We're saying the Wildlands pieces were the most complicated ones we made.
Yeah, no,
the ones coming up. The ones we're doing here are kind of relaxing, in that it's a lot more logically like geometric shapes.
After Wildlands, it was just like, this is gonna be easy. We're like, we got right angles, we got like smooth flat surfaces. We're like, this is a woo, choo 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 choo.
It's like painting Dungeon of Doom after Hellscape.
Yeah. It's like painting KS1 dungeons after Hellscape.
That's fair.
Stuff, yeah. So what else we got going on? Next week could be fun.
So the only other real thing is, if you're somehow still not aware of the big anniversary game that we're doing.
Wait, Pledge Manager.
How did I miss that? Oh, right.
I don't know.
The Pledge Manager is open. Never mind.
Hey, look at this. Ooh,
yeah, you distracted me.
Your hair distracted me.
The Pledge Manager opened yesterday, or reopened yesterday. When we closed the Pledge Manager for Wildlands, there were two things that we still weren't sure of on the production end. We had a hiccup.
Wow, this sounds like a written script.
We had a hiccup related to the water terrain textures on the water terrain trays. We weren't entirely sure. Oh, do you have them here? Yeah. We worked out a solution after the Pledge Manager closed. We also didn't have final paint jobs or anything of the resin pieces.
Oh, beyond paint jobs, the sculpts weren't finished.
The sculpts weren't even finished.
We'll go to the close-up cam. Don't worry. No, not yet.
Oh, not yet? Okay. So we decided it would be nice for those of you who wanted to, have like actual to know exactly what you were getting if you wanted to get those things. And also, since those two things weren't Dwarvenite, so we didn't have to get the numbers in as early for the production run, because they're not as complicated, we could reopen the Pledge Manager once we had that information for you guys. So we've got that information. It's out, and that's actually what we're going to be spending tonight doing, is showing off the resin sculpts in detail, showing how they work. So that's going to be the bulk of this episode. If you haven't gotten your invite yet, you should have all gotten them by now.
Everything went out. Actually, it went out. We thought it might take like a day and change. It was all out by 8 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
So you should have your invite.
If you haven't gotten yours yet, contact customer service and they can help you out.
I think you can also, in a pinch, I think your original invite might work. Also, you can try that if you still have that. Whatever, but basically, if you want to go in and add the resin sets or add any terrain trays, or we put the texture mats in because they're related to the, if you want to do small water into big water.
Yeah.
You want to hear a funny Pledge Manager story?
Always.
I mean, who doesn't want to hear a funny Pledge Manager story? I mean,
those are classics.
I had $1.
That entire genre of storytelling.
It's the adult area of it is really where it gets wild. Like the fanfic where it dives deep into. Yeah. So
the aristocrats.
So we gave we ran some live games in Wildlands, and had some wonderful people in there. Among them was Mr. Matthew Lillard, and we gave him a thank you credit. Like nobody asked for anything or whatever, but we gave everybody like a thank you credit because it was awesome that they came in, and we wanted to let them have some of the toys that they put in, or whatever. So we gave him $500 thank you credit, and he missed the invite or whatever. He didn't check his email and whatever. He had no idea. So then he just emailed me yesterday. He goes, "What the hell?" He's like, "You guys gave me $500 credit for this thing." Like, he's like, I don't deserve this. Like, you just take it back and give me a T-shirt. Like, this is too much. Like, you guys are outrageous. And I was like, and he's like, what am I gonna get anyway? Because all that's open in the Pledge Manager are terrain trays and these resin sculpts. So he missed it when the full Pledge Manager was open. He missed it. So he's just like, he went to the Pledge Manager and there's 2 resin sets and all these terrain trays, and he's like really confused. And he's like, whatever, I don't deserve it. So I was like, well, let me know, if you want to. If you want, we can get you anything for the Wildlands if you want to spend it that way, or I can just send you some dungeons or whatever. But that's the kind of guy he is. Like, he's endlessly humble, and
he was one of the nicest guys. I remember, oh man, yeah, like just getting ready for that game because we had to give everybody like a Vorpal board training session. We were bringing everybody in, and I remember just talking to Kelly from the Dungeon Dudes afterwards because him and Matt were in for the same training session. And Kelly was like so nervous beforehand because he's like, I love this guy. I'm like a really big fan.
Yeah.
And like it ended with like Matt like talking to something like, oh, it sounds like really like talking about like Dungeon Dudes, like, oh, it sounds really cool. Like, hey, we'll send you some stuff. And like He was so nice. He's such a good guy. He's one of my favorite people we've worked with.
And honest and earnest and real, and he's the guy you see on TV is the same guy that you get behind the scenes. Like he's just authentically, genuinely who he is, and he's nice, and he's like, this is, there's no like switch. It's not like, he puts on show mode. And then he has
no diva complex. He has no like, it's great.
And he loves D&D.
Yeah.
He played D&D it was his anniversary, and he played on our game until he had his wedding, until he had his reservation at the restaurant, and then left.
He sacrificed himself and then ran to dinner. Yeah.
Anyway, so the Pledge Manager's open. Maybe if you're lucky, you can find some of Matt Lillard's unused credits and stick those into your thing, and you get some resin or some trainers. We'll show off the resin in a few minutes. All right, so now what else? What's happening in 2 weeks, Chris?
What's happening in 2 weeks? If you weren't aware, we're doing this big anniversary game. Because we decided why not add something overly complicated onto the pile of other things we got going on at the moment. So the general idea is we decided what if we could, like, what's the most Dwarven Forge way that we could celebrate being on Twitch for 1 year? And it was like, what if we do a game on Twitch and we make every single step of the process a collaborative effort with our viewers?
And didn't we come up with most of it on Twitch too? Well,
yeah. So it was a thing where we were like, what'd be a fun thing to do with the anniversary? It's like, oh, what if we do a thing here? And then like we talked it out a bit, and then like the next day, like I sketched some stuff out, and I was like, okay, so what if we do this? And then the next week we announced it.
And made it more complicated on the air. So
the basic thing is actually tonight, in a few minutes, we've been taking submissions from people who were submitting to play. I've set up. Conveniently, we had 41 people apply to be a player. We
disqualified one.
We had to disqualify one, which we will talk about when we get there. So we've actually got like an even 40 people. So we've got a fun thing where we've got them split onto 2 lists. We're gonna roll high, roll. It's a whole thing. It'll be fun. But we're gonna roll for who the players are gonna be live on camera
in like 5 minutes.
In like 5 minutes. And then those people, if you're playing in it, you got to go quiet on the streams that week, because then the rest of you, if you aren't playing, you're still going to get to be involved in this, because we are then going to spend the rest of the time constructing this game. We have a form open for submitting builds for the game. There's rules and guidelines for what the builds are as well.
Basically, a 12 by 12 build. It has to have 3 entry points centered on the sides.
Yeah.
You can only use Dwarven Forge.
I'm gonna post that in here. If you wanna make a build to go in this game, I'm posting it in the chat right now.
Yeah, send us your builds.
Yeah, you can also find the links there and all that. Next week we are going to we're taking submissions for those through like Monday, and we're gonna draw some alternates too, Subtalent. Don't worry, we're gonna draw some backup players just in case there's tech issues or something, or somebody has to drop out. Mm-hmm. So we're going to draw 3 players and then 3 backups. And then, so we'll be taking these build submissions until about Monday, and then I'm going to present the builds to the team. We're going to pick 3, and then next Wednesday we are going to reveal the 3 builds that we've picked. And then I'm going to open a poll with the rest of the builds so that you all can vote for the next 2 days on the other 3 builds that'll go into the game. So half the builds will be picked by us, half of them picked by you, all of them community build.
All of them submitted by you guys. So
yeah. And then, the following week,
players are picked from the viewing audience.
Yeah.
The builds are created by the viewing audience, and then half picked by us, half picked by you guys. Amazing.
And then, the following week, the week of the 22nd, I believe, last week of February.
Yep.
Yeah, week of the 22nd. Look at me go.
Best week.
We've got 4 streams in a row where it's then preparing the game and playing the game. On Tuesday, we're going to have a build jam between Tyler and Toby. It was one of our favorite streams that we did during Wildlands, this little building competition, little friendly competition. They're going to be making the boss room for the game, which will be, it's
4 quadrants, and you guys will vote. Right?
Yeah, it's not a big deal if the players know how this is going to work. That's fine. Yeah, it'll be 4 12 by 12, so they're going to have 4 little short build-offs. And you guys will vote on like which build you prefer the most, and then those will be mashed together into the boss room. Wednesday's on the Anvil that week. The entire thing is going to be an encounter building session where we then take the builds that are in the game and work with you guys to decide what's going to happen in each of those rooms.
It's gonna be a writer's room session.
Yeah.
with you guys, and it's gonna be brutal. Like knowing this audience, it's gonna be just absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like, well, this is a death trap mixed with an assassin's lair mixed with a double death trap.
I'm hoping that we get like a nice variety of like we think of some like really cool puzzles and stuff as well, instead of it just being fights. Many alternates for when the characters die. Got solutions for that, don't worry. And then Thursday, so when we have the players, I'm going to work with them on building characters. We're going to get the characters lined up within the first week and get them to design some characters on Eldritch Foundry. And then we will print them out here. And Thursday's hobby hang will be us painting the player minis. And then Friday, the game happens. The game is going to have a bunch of ways for you guys to participate, whether through polls that everybody can do to decide like what room they're going into next, or what's going to be in that room. Like we'll have like some times where things can diverge. Some of it will be based on the encounter building session that we have. Like we'll figure out, oh, we can do this here, and so then you guys will decide based on what seems most fun in the moment what's going to happen here.
We need some MacGuffin, like it's just like an improv session. I don't know if you've ever been to like a stand-up thing where they're like, all right, give me a noun, and someone will yell something out, and like first person we'll roll that in. We don't know what the hell it is, like what the heck.
We're gonna have it. It's gonna be like a bizarre. I'm probably gonna have to give like a speech at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Where we just go over like, okay, here's all the things you guys can do. Because there's gonna be ways for you to participate with channel points to reward the people who have a lot of channel points, but also ways to participate without them in case you don't have a lot.
Yeah. You just want to view and vote stuff, or like type some clever answers into a thing, and like. Wow.
It's going to be
as interactive as possible.
Yeah.
And wonderfully improvisational, and like I don't know. It should be
it's going to be absolute chaos. And so the goal is just for it to be the most out of control thing we can manage.
The most out of control thing that we can control.
Yes. Because the important thing is that we need the game to keep moving. That's the important thing.
Well, we want to get through all the rooms to get to the end thing.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
Hopefully within 3 hours, maybe 4, but hopefully within 3. Hopefully within 3.
Oh man, I can't stay up that late.
Yeah.
How long were the Wildlands games?
Wildlands games were about 4 hours, I think. Possibly 3. It was 3 to 4. I think we went late on Lillard's game. I think Lillard's game was supposed to be 3, but I think we went closer to 4. Yeah.
Let's aim for 3.
Yeah.
Although it's a little harder to pace out because of all the shenanigans, but
we'll try. We'll try to make each room.
Yeah. I can
fairly simple but fun.
I'll fire on the.
We'll figure it out. We'll have some ripcords in case we need them.
Yeah.
So that's all that, and then after the game, we will send the player minis that have been painted to the players, and that's the general idea for that whole thing. Hopefully, I didn't forget anything.
What a cool little. You'll get your miniature that was painted by us. That was used in the game as a little memento. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Very
so
cool. It's just it's a celebration of you guys, and just sort of the nature of this wonderful back and forth. We really enjoy getting your feedback and playing with it and working with it, and then just rolling out a bunch of terrain and having fun.
Well, because like we started this whole thing, we started streaming right before the quarantine, right before one of our biggest Kickstarters. Like last year was wild. And honestly, like the community showed up in a massive way last year. Oh yeah. And so like over this last year, like the support that we've seen on Twitch, but then also the way that like we're doing better with our store than we ever have. We're like Wildlands, we broke our records. Like
you guys kept us afloat. Like we would have, this could have been a very different year for Dwarven Forge.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you guys. So we want to have a fun celebration with all of you and make fun. Oh, and we're gonna do giveaways. We're doing giveaways every night, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do giveaways every night.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're gonna do on the Friday game. We're gonna give away the limited edition resin pieces from Hellscape that you can't buy. So we have a couple left over. So I think we have one of each: the Dread Portal and the Hellgate Remastered. So there's no way you can't buy them. You can't get them any other way. So we're gonna give away. So we'll have 2 lucky winners over the course of the game. And, so it should be fun. It should be a wild week of Chris not sleeping. So
I'm already not. I might as well be doing something with that time.
Yeah.
So that's. I think I've covered everything. If there is anything I've missed, or if there's any questions or confusion, you can always hit us up on the Discord. All the information is there. as well as the form to submit. Again, if any of you want to submit builds, I'm going to
submit your builds.
Yeah, submit the builds, please.
It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be staggeringly elaborate. It doesn't have to have 5,000 pieces. Ideally, don't make it staggeringly elaborate because we have to rebuild it here.
We haven't shared like what the story motivation is for this yet exactly, but we've got an idea. So really, nothing is really off limits outside of of using stuff that isn't Dwarven Forge stuff. It has to all be Dwarven Forge because we have to be able to build it here. Yeah. But yeah. So there's a whole bunch of right. So I'm gonna post
something. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, so there's the link again for submitting builds if you want to. We only have 5 so far, so we really need more. Which I think a lot of people are waiting to see if they're in the game before they submit a build, which I understand because players can't submit builds.
Let's select these players. Should we get crazy? Should we do this?
Yeah, let's roll the players. So here's the if you want to clear the table.
So
here's the thing.
We want to talk about our disqualified.
So we had one disqualification. And I feel bad about it, but also this is something that he said, and I think was fair. This game is going to be so chaotic and so weird that we need to make sure it keeps moving. So,
Rabbit Burner.
We had to disqualify Rabbit Burner just because he hasn't played D&D in a very long time, and
in like 40 years or something.
Not 40 years. Okay, it's like 20 something years.
Right. Anyway, so Rabbit, we love you, but we're going to be playing 9th level D&D, fast-paced insanity. 5th edition. So he literally said, I haven't played D&D in 4 centuries.
Yeah,
so I understand if
it was a tough call, but we were just we really want people to be familiar with it.
But here's what we do. When we do a wargaming thing with backers, you get to roll with advantage. We give Rabbit like
this means Rabbit gets to be in the game, right? Though his mini gets to be in the game and be like a feature.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we have to make Rabbit like an actual part of it.
He's gonna be an NPC.
Okay, cool. Sure. So Rabbit will be in there. Yeah. Okay.
So sorry.
Oh, is the audio rough? Wait, before we go forward, is the audio rough?
What do you mean?
Somebody asked if the audio was choppy. I just want to make sure it's not just on their end.
Choppy.
The audio is rough, or the audio's choppy?
Yep.
I might need to remake this. This scene real quick. Man.
Did you hear the part about where we love Rabbit?
We love Rabbit. Okay.
Because we do. We love Rabbit.
Okay, let's try doing
and
this.
We'll get you in the war game thing.
I'm gonna see if this fixes it. Okay. Is the audio fixed now?
Any better? We love Rabbit Burner. We'll
no?
put his mini in. We love Rabbit Burner.
All right. 1 second. We're going to go quiet for a little bit, and I'm going to bring it back.
So, do some physical comedy.
Okay. Is it fixed now? It's still not fixed?
Can you hear me?
It's like mic popping. We've had this issue before.
Huh.
The frustrating thing is...
we have to restart OBS?
We don't have to start OBS. Okay, here's what I'm going to do.
What are we going to do?
Okay. Is the audio still weird here? It's this weird thing that happens with OBS. Where...
Scene-based weirdness?
Scene-based weirdness where like I have to like remake the scene, and then it's fine. Yes, no?
Yes, no. Wait. Is yes or no? Wait.
It's just me? Wait, so Nate's coming through fine? It's still popping here?
What?
Is it still weird here? If it's still weird here when it was fine before.
Is it weird?
It's me and... Okay. I might just need to reconnect my mic real quick. Hang on a second.
I guess you're telling me you talk too much. So, funny story happened to me on the way to the bank. No. Who goes to the bank anymore anyway? So what we're gonna do? We have 40 names since we've knocked out Rabbit.
Okay.
So
did this work? Is my audio sounding good now?
Can you hear him? Tell him about which hair you got cut.
It's okay now?
All right.
Is it still okay? Is the audio still okay? Please tell me it's still okay. I am talking, so... No, it got bad again here.
Oh boy. Can I roll these things while we're... broke again. What if
it's just
better?
Better, but still bad. Okay.
Fine in 2 screens. How would it be weird in multiple?
That's the thing. Is like I have to like rebuild the whole thing now.
You know,
to
you make fun of my my Mac for not working, but look whose PC is having problems. Just saying.
It's so weird. It's also only happening to your audio, which is the weird thing. So is my audio still weird even when we come back here? Nate's popping as well?
Oh.
I might just need to remake that scene real quick.
Hey, go back really close. Oh, yeah.
Fine now? Okay. What we're going to have to do...
What are we gonna do?
It's good now?
Look at these.
This is okay right now. This scene right now is... Now it's back to popping? Okay, I'm going to have to remake this scene real quick. That's so frustrating. I'm going to go just straight into this while I rebuild that whole scene.
So this is the... We got the samples of the Horizon dice. We're going to use these. These are going to roll... These are going to be our dice to determine the players. So what we're going to do... Oh, this one's upside down.
This one is bad too? You've got to be kidding me.
No. 3 bad, 2... Huh. This is going to be the maiden voyage of these dice. Like, we've never actually rolled to, like, anything meaningful with these dice. So it's kind of fun that the first time, the first samples of the Horizon dice are going to get rolled. Wait, where do we go?
I'm sorry. This audio is
It's
frustrating.
Wonder how long it was all...
It's a thing that's happened before, and it just randomly does it with, like, certain scenes. So I'm just going to rebuild this scene real quick from scratch. We're going to grab all the stuff that was in here. It's so frustrating because, like, I specifically built...
I know. You built a nice thing for it. This is why you can't have nice things, Chris.
All right. Take that up here.
So what we're going to do, we're going to roll... First, you have to go through the forest first to get to the mountain. Mm-hmm. So the forest is going to be, if it's a 1 through 10, we take the low list. And if it's 11 through 20, we take the high list. Then we're going to roll the mountain die, and that's at 1 through 20, and you'll see your name on the list. We have 2 lists of 20. And so if your name is number 1, we roll 1, you're the player. And likewise for all the way up through 20. So it should be fun. We're going to do 3 players, 3 rolls. Maiden voyage of the Horizon dice. Is exciting.
Yeah. That's the general idea. Is each time we roll to get it down to one of the lists of 20.
What also was, I'm really heartened that it was essentially all viewers or members of our community that are on there. Like
we recognize like pretty much everybody.
Yeah. So it's great.
Okay. I pray to God.
Which one? Moradine?
Hey, of course.
Yeah.
That's part of the contract, right?
Given. Facts.
All right. Please tell me. Please tell me the audio is good here. Please tell me the audio is good here.
Come on, big money.
Come on, big money. This is an entirely new scene built from scratch.
Your audio check. Roll.
You've got to be kidding me. Oh my God.
Do we have to take a base of manures and restart OBS? Does that even fix it?
Let me reset the audio that way. Did this still do it?
I don't know.
Just go with it. Just keep going. But for posterity.
How bad is it?
That's the thing. When it's happened before, it's been pretty rough. We can hear you still. It seems quick to roll dice 2 times. Just everybody's saying just keep going, but they can understand you.
All right.
So when the camera's outputting audio over HDMI, I've got that audio disabled is the thing. Fudge it drive on. It's so frustrating. I've never had this issue before. I mean, we have had this issue before, but it's unplug and connect inputs again. What to do with a transition that's not properly configured? I don't think that's it.
I love we're getting tech support from our viewers because We got a lot of sharp cookies. The suspense is killing me.
It's a thing we've done before, and it was literally a thing where I had to remake the whole thing. Talk loud enough to pick up on Nate's mic. Is it seriously only coming from my mic?
Can you hear me? Am I clear? Shit.
All right.
So everybody knows how the dice are gonna work?
It's also coming from Nate's.
Ah. Fail.
Okay, I'm gonna make a new.
I'm gonna practice.
I'm
See if I can hit
going.
Oh yeah, look at this. We're gonna do. Oh yeah. Just
I'm gonna make a
turns
new.
out-
I'm gonna try one more thing to see if this fixes it. All right, real
These
quick.
roll like champions.
All right, we're gonna go quiet for a couple seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, did this do it? The
Come
close-up
on.
video source on the dice.
The wahoo.
The dice rolling is nice. Is it still popping now? Okay.
That's as close as we can get on the dice. I think.
Last thing I'm gonna try. Turned the camera off and back on.
Is your computer on, sir? Is it plugged in? Is your computer plugged
Let's
in,
see.
Chris?
Better-ish. It's fine. Good. That's good. Did that seriously fix it? Turning the camera off and back on fixed it. All right. That's fine. That fixed the audio issue.
All right.
All right.
Are we ready? Are we ready? This is it, the party has bypassed the audio demon.
This sounds bad. Better turn
Yeah.
off the camera.
All it took was a cantrip, but it was a good one. It was that mage hand for the win.
All right. So
All
here
right,
we go.
so first we're going to go through the forest to get to the mountains. So if this is a 1 through a 10, we do the low list. And if it's 11 through 20, we do the high list.
Is there a light switch attached to the outlet?
All right, are we ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Are we ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, roll! All right, it is a 12. Can we see
12?
that?
So that's the high list?
High list, high list. Woo.
You want me to
All right.
full focus on it?
That's-
All right, we're good.
I think we're good. All right,
So we're rolling on high.
So that was the amount. So now if you're on the high list, look at that list of names. 1 through 20. All right, and we're now into the mountains. We've left the forest, going to the mountains. Here we go, and it is Nat 1.
Nat
I don't know
1.
if that's a good sign or a bad sign because the first die roll on this die
So
is a Nat 1.
It's 1 on the high table.
Yeah.
That's Topulus. Topulus
Fabulous.
is
Woo!
the first player.
Is Topulus watching?
Topulus is watching.
Hey, that's even better. Amazing. All right, and we're gonna roll. We should roll. How many? 3 backups? 2 backups? Just in case someone
I think
can't do
3
it?
backups to be safe.
Just to be safe? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's number 1.
In case everybody has a bad computer.
Yeah, right? In case everybody's audio just starts popping.
You never know.
Yeah. All right, so next journey, we go through the forest and we find 17. High table again. 17, wait, where is it? 17, you see 17? High table,
Nice.
high table.
High table.
Okay.
Jedi mind trick.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. And if we get Topulus, we get to reroll. And it is a 5. 5. What's 5 on the list?
That's Rad Austin.
Rad Austin, congratulations. Rad Austin, number 2.
I do
Rad
have a
Austin
max, so
watching.
chances of issues with Chris and streaming are high.
All right, here we go. Last one. So first we go through the forest, and it is a 3 on the low table. Low table.
All right. Okay. Cool.
First
We
chance
actually
on the low
are getting
table.
on the low table.
All right, here we go.
I swear we're
Ready?
gonna pull only from the high table.
All right, and going up the mountain, we got 11 on the low table.
C. Gautrau. I don't know how to pronounce that.
That's a demon.
That's his last
Pretty
name.
sure.
All right.
All right, so now let's do backups just in case.
Backup players.
All right, backup player number 1, the first backup player in line in case someone gets killed in the line of duty. It is high table 14. 14 high table
14. Okay.
And then up the mountain it is 14 again, double 14.
That's David Moffat as a backup.
David Moffat. Woo! He has a fun Twitter feed.
David Moffat is a backup.
Okay, congrats. All right, next backup. 18 high table. Man, the high table is just crushing.
Yeah.
It, huh? And
Are you sure these dice aren't weighted?
Oh, another Nat 1, so we got to re-roll as Topulus.
It's Topulus again. In case Topulus can't play, we can call in Topulus.
Yeah, he's got a clone. And a 5 again.
That's Rad Austin. Okay.
What is going on?
This might be a problem.
This is you know what? I'm so methodical with my die roll. I'm like a robot. They just keep hitting the same
This is a real problem.
11.
That's Orion Noir.
Orion Noir. Backup number 2. And are Moffat or Orion watching?
Moffat was here.
Nice.
I think I saw Orion earlier.
All right. And last backup, low table 6 or 9. 6.
Either way, it's low table. Yeah. So like,
is 6 low table and 5 on the low table.
That's knighthood.
Knighthood.
Knighthood is an understudy.
An understudy. we have 3 fantastic understudies, 3 fantastic adventurers. So we will ping you and confirm that you still want to play. And then Chris will set up a test session to make sure you can run Vorpal okay.
I'm gonna, as much as possible, if everybody can swing it, I want to try to do a quick test session this weekend just to teach everybody how Vorpal board works and also make sure everybody's equipment is working with it.
Yeah.
Just so that we know fairly early on if like
it takes 20 minutes. It's not.
It takes 20 minutes.
It's easy.
We just need to make sure that like it's not gonna collapse before we get to the game. So
it's exciting.
Yeah.
I wish we could have. We can't because it's too complicated. But I wish we could have I wish we could have the understudies at the game, and so if the first players get killed off, the understudy just comes in and keeps going. But yeah,
I would feel bad. Too hard. I feel bad about taking somebody out like that.
Blame the viewers.
It would get more players in. Yeah.
All right, but that's from the anniversary number 2.
We'll
line up 10 people and just like as you go through it's like the log shredder, right? Or it's like the player comes out, the next one goes in. All right. That's a thing that we talked about doing with Matt Mercer a few years ago, before Critical Role got so big that they couldn't actually go to conventions anymore. At Gen Con, we were going to do the Mercer Gauntlet, where you would see how far you could go through this death trap, and then we were gonna have a shredder to shred your minis. Like if you die, like you would just get shredded to the thing, and then I guess it was the 4 people that got the furthest got to fight the boss, and he was gonna run the boss fight. But yeah, it didn't. For a variety of reasons, it didn't work out. But that would have been fun. All right, so we got our players, we got our understudies. Phase 1 is now complete.
Phase 1 in the books. Yeah, I'll email everybody after the stream tonight to coordinate that. I'll get us all on an email so we can start party planning. Ideally, it'd be nice if we had characters locked in by next Wednesday so we can get the minis going as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, does it matter if we have a balanced party? Like we could go with like all dwarven fighters.
Do whatever you want. Yeah, do whatever you want. It's your loss.
That's fair.
Yeah. It's just let's have fun. Like, it's not,
with everything else, if we worry about balancing the party with everything else that's going on, like what's the point?
Yeah.
All dwarven bards.
Oh, that would be amazing.
All clerics.
All clerics would be dynamite.
Oops, all clerics.
All clerics would be amazing. That'd be like
just
unstoppable.
They're not at a high enough level to. Wait, when do you get divine intervention? You don't get it until. You don't have it by 9th level, do you?
It's somewhere between 9 and 11.
You get it at a lower level, but there's like no chance to fail later. That's what it is. When you get to a higher level, like it always works.
10?
Level 10? Yeah. We've been trying to decide between level 9 and level 10 for the game.
Let's keep 9.
So
keep it 9.
Let's keep it 9. No divine intervention.
Too much. Yeah. The last time I played with Toby had divine intervention.
The thing is, the audience
and hit it. Where he was trying to resurrect an NPC, got killed in this whole thing, and he was like, "I'm just gonna try and like." And he hit it. He got the 1, or whatever. He had to roll a 1 on or whatever it was. It was 5% or 10%, or it was really low. He'd just gotten it and he rolled it and he hit it and brought the guy back to life. It was the whole thing. It was like so fulfilling. He was the soul forger. He forged the guy's soul. Anyway, so let's look at some Wildlands stuff, right?
Yeah, let's.
So we have a lot to look at. We've got test shots. We've got resin. And then I'm gonna build stuff with the resin. Oh, we got the Horizon dice. Could people see those? Do they want to?
So we're. I can go back into the snipe thing. Here's my question: do we want to do giveaway and fan build before we get into this, or do we want to?
Let's do it.
All right, cool. For the giveaway, what word should we use for the giveaway?
Let
me bring this up. What has been happening thematically
today? Popping. Tech issues.
Popping.
Did you plug it in?
People are saying understudy.
Understudy.
Sold. All right. Give me a couple seconds to set that up, and then we will get going with understudy as the word. Don't type it in yet. It is not ready. It should now be ready. Go ahead and type in understudy if you want to be submitted. It's a starter dungeon today. We can only ship to the U.S. if you're not familiar with the giveaways. If you live outside of the U.S. but you have a friend that we can ship it to that can then forward it to you or something, that's perfectly fine. Or if you want to donate it to a charity, I'd recommend the Six of Clubs charity. If you win from out of the country, yeah. If I win, we'll give it to Six.
The Six of Clubs charity.
Yeah, it's a really revolutionary. They've got a real vision. They do a lot of good work there.
Bill Gates Foundation.
Yeah. Craig's offering to forward it to people if they need it shipped.
That's amazing.
But yeah, so if you want a chance to win a starter dungeon, painted or unpainted, whatever your preference. Man, I'm so excited for these dice.
Dude, they're just outrageous. So this is the Mountain Horizon die. Oh, I should go get the Swamp Horizon die. It's a little dinged up, but we're messing with the brown. Actually, it looks pretty dark in here, but in person it looks. We're trying to make it a spickle darker for better contrast and a spickle more maroon-ish. But you can see all the this is the Quildren tree, and that's the stump, and that's just a regular tree. That's the tree with a little Momo fox. That's the cypress. That is the crab lily. 19's regular tree. There's the glamour leaf. It's got fun stuff. The font is custom. Font is based off by little handwritten numbers that I made. These little wildlandy numbers.
Talon's saying, "Is there a 19 on that? I may have been robbed."
Yeah, there's the 19 for you.
I love.
They're dice that only roll 1s, 5s, 11s, and that's pretty much all we rolled. Yeah.
It is extremely funny that we re-rolled Topulus and Rad Austin.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, well, that also shows you how random is, anyway.
We rolled a 5 3 times. We got Knighthood and Rad Austin twice off of 5s.
So this is the Mountain Horizon die. So it's the Crimson Claw Wyvern there.
I love that.
And that, you know what? Crystal drew the little tiny thumbnail for that also, that they cut out with, because she did the art for the thing. This one's missing a little thing. There's a little ruins arch on there. There's floating driftstones. There's Wyverstone on the bottom. There's the trees. This one has a couple of this Wyverstone up at the top, more driftstones. This one's missing the. Let's see. So there's a waterfall coming down here. Let's see. Get the light to hit it.
They're so pretty.
And
it's just such a cool
concept.
concept.
Forgot to fill. There's fill is missing there. That's supposed to be the river. It didn't get filled in, but we'll get there. This is the first pass. These are just.
It's just such a cool concept.
Dude, who has a die with a panorama wrapping?
Dude, I hope we do these again for KSA, because I would love to see just cityscapes that go across the die.
Well, we'll see. I think people enjoyed them, and they're beautiful. Purple.
I know at least a couple
color
people.
Inlays. We got purple and blue. Like the faces have two different. Like the numbers are purple and the thing is blue.
We did pull in at least a couple people off of the dice. I know in the Discord, a couple people said they got hooked by the dice ads.
What's kind of fun on this one is the 20 here is extruded, but then all the other numbers are whatever, they're cut out, so they're purple. The 20 is silver. It's pretty neat. And should I get the swamp one?
Yeah, people want to see the swamp. Mountain die was one of the deciding factors for me on what pledge I picked. Yeah. Wish I could have got the dice with my heart of pledge. I get that. The heart of pledge was like a response to people who only wanted sculpted terrain, though. Like they were made because there were people who were wishing there was a way to get nothing except for the sculpted terrain, without just doing add-ons. Swamp's your favorite? Hell yeah. Oh, we should do... Forgot to do the fan build. Today has been so chaotic, guys. It's been nonstop.
What's nonstop?
It's just today in general. I realized we forgot to do the fan build.
Minor details.
It's been nonstop all day.
So this one got a little dinged up. We were overzealously. I don't remember what we were doing to it, but
are these dice for sale? They will be. They will be when the Wildlands stuff hits the store. They'll be on sale in our store.
The original. Right, this is...
Yeah, so they'll be on sale later this year, basically.
Yeah. So this one, the swamp one, has. Oh, we see it there. Little plants. This crazy trip. Oh, that's missing a spot. Where's the little? There's an Easter egg. Let's see if I can find it.
You throw it out the window and it got run over. Says Rabbit.
There's a sorrow nest. Oh, this is the Easter egg. So, hard to see here, but this is. We made a sunken mausoleum piece for the swamp that we never ended up releasing in Wildlands, but it was in the die when we were designing the dice, because we were designing the dice. The Die Hard folks came out in January, and we actually did a playtest session with them, and where they, there was Sunken Mausoleum was in play at that point, and so they put it in the die, and then it got killed, and now, but it's still in the die there, so that's fun. There's a skeletal hand in one of these right there, which we ended up still making.
People are losing their mind because you just casually dropped that mausoleum thing.
Oh, yeah.
they're all like, what? Oh wow! People are dropping subs like crazy. Thank you, Odin Forged, and we got a hype train going again.
Wow. The mausoleum hype train.
TD.
Yeah, we had. There's a couple of things that we made that we didn't make.
We showed off that thatched roof from
the graveyard statue. There was a whole sort of sunken graveyard thing that ended up dying because we just wanted no active civilization.
Sunken mausoleum sounds amazing. Yeah,
it is cool.
I didn't even know about that piece. So,
and you know what's crazy? I was like, we'll put it in the cities, and it's not going to make it in the city now either. But it's like we'll get there. We'll get there.
You gotta
it's
understand.
Like imagine a city builder building that's like sunk in at a weird angle that then you can it's we'll get there. We'll get it's
guys.
It lives in the vault. Anyway, so this is our awesome. Whoops. It's our awesome lineup of. It's way more light, man. I can't see these, but
thank you all for the support, guys. Really, like
another hype train.
Hype train, yeah. It's almost maxed out again. People are gifting subs, and
we need more light. What do I?
Front light. Would turning on that rainbow help or?
Yeah, we could try it. Hit the grid switch. See what happens. No, the grid switch up right there.
Oh,
that says grid. Maybe
it did something.
Can't tell. It's hard to tell on the screen, but yeah. So that's
you can see the darker sides a bit better now.
Good.
Made me real hot.
This is pretty wild. These are them uninked.
Sci-fi has Sunken Mausoleum. What if we hit 5 million? This
is the uninked version.
It's uninked. People have been asking. Some people are like really hoping for unpainted versions of these so they can
of the dice
color them themselves.
That would be awesome. It's something we could talk to Die Hard about. Well, this is the.
I wonder. Yeah, as long as
it's.
Yeah, I wonder if it's. Oh wow. Okay, we just maxed out the hype train.
You can max a hype train?
Yeah.
What kind of hype train has a maximum?
It goes up to 5. Is it enamel? And then Subtalent gifted more.
Wow.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, I got to hang out with Subtalent at Gen Con. This is a partially inked one.
Subtalent is somebody.
He won. There was an auction that I don't know. It was a charity auction, and one of the prizes was hang out with Dwarven Forge for for the award show. So
that's one of the things that hurt about rolling those names. Is seeing a lot of them. I was like, oh man, I really wish this guy got in, and I wish he got in. I wish
we'll do another one someday.
We have. Here's the thing: if this goes well, maybe it can be a thing we do more regularly. But yeah, it was generally a thing where it's like, I know who like all of these people are, so I want everybody to.
Oh, here's a really fun thing. So this was so Jessie from Die Hard, who does the color, she'll send samples on a die, and then have each color is on a different number, so she knows. You'd be like, oh, I like the 60 or the whatever, and then she has her notes what color each is. I don't know if you know, these are all, there's 7 or 8 different colors of green on here. we were looking at for greens. And same thing with the D6. Like she was like, okay, do you like the 1? Do you like the 2? Do you like the whatever? I ended up liking none of them. But I have all these funky dice that she's giving us. She's trying 2 tones, like.
They do put out a lot of really cool stuff.
It's a fun.
I'm just really happy.
Dice is fun. It's crazy.
I'm just really happy with these Horizon dice because it's not something anybody else is doing.
There's nothing in the world like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are the dice.
Just like this game.
Yeah.
Every now and then it sinks in like the scale of what we're trying to pull off, and it's just.
It's gonna be okay, wherever it is.
Yeah.
We're gonna be with friends here, so it'll work out. Let's look at. Oh, you know what I want to show before? Oh, you son.
Before what?
Before we go to the resin. Where's that?
You want to show?
Oh, we've got test shots.
Do you want to do that after the? How many of them do we got?
I don't know.
More test shots.
Yeah, we put them out in the update, but it's fun to see them. Like
yeah, we're trying to get through as many as we can before Lunar New Year.
Was the willow and swamp thing. What if this is better without the? Let's see. That made.
It didn't seem that. It seems like it does absolutely nothing to it, but it blows me out. So.
Yeah. So there you go.
So it's worth it.
We just gotta look at that.
It's a big swamp bank. These are big pieces.
Most
of the pieces in Wildlands are chunky.
Look how big it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love all the detail on that.
You can somehow appreciate the detail more when it's unpainted.
Everyone's upset because the hype train's covering up like space on his tablet. There's only a minute and a half left on the hype train.
What happens when the hype train crashes? I
don't know. We're at 200. We're 220%.
Wait, you
overfunded on the top level of the hype train. So they drove it like as high as it can go, and then some.
Of course they did.
Is there a dry brush on that? No, this is just. This
is unpainted Dwarvenite, just raw, unpainted. Dwarvenite test shots, just nothing. They don't have the magnets yet. They don't have any
hype train. Just hype train to the moon.
Yeah, that was the Regal Rowan.
Love what you're seeing. Gonna make my wargaming table look fantastic. Yeah, we really need to convince a bunch of other wargamers that that's the case. Cannot wait to take pictures of this stuff.
Swamp Thing.
I really want to see some like nice hero shots of some like really nicely painted up like Warhammer minis in between like the ruin arches and stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. People are gonna do some.
You can see a ton of detail even raw. Yeah, like they managed to capture a lot of those like individual roots and all that.
Everything. No, it's
yeah. Like I'm really impressed with it. Like look at all the different like creases in like the bark on this tree even. It's wild. That's gonna be so good for doing the dry brush over the top. I'm genuinely like surprised at how well these came out. I was really worried about losing detail with these because these are such ridiculously complex pieces. Yeah, there it goes. That's the end of the hype train.
Oh Lord. We got slink root.
Choo choo, everybody. 20 subs from that hype train.
What's bonkers too is the. Like some of these castings, this is an insane. There's no clean way to pull this thing out of a mold. Like it is a monster.
Are we having more or less production hiccups than you expected with like when it comes to like the tooling of these? Like were you worried that we were gonna like with this piece in particular? Were you worried that like with the slink root we were gonna have to?
We've been having a devil of a time with the special effects pieces.
I can see that.
Anything we're trying to pipe fog through, like we're really having some challenges with some of the special effects pieces. But
especially with the fog stuff, like we're asking them to do something we haven't done before.
Yeah.
So it's
we're having some it's an adventure, but we're getting there. Oh, this is wait, we gotta get.
Who won the giveaway? We haven't done it yet. We started doing test shots instead. We haven't done the giveaway.
Let's give it away.
Let's give it away.
I wish we could give away a test shot, but we can't. We need them.
before it even hits the market. Just like, here, have a...
It's the hype train. It's just you have to give away everything.
All right, I'm going to roll the giveaway in 30 seconds. If you have not typed understudy to enter the giveaway for a starter dungeon yet, that we can only ship to the U.S. So if you're overseas, you'll have to send it to somebody in the U.S. and maybe they can forward it or something.
It's like all those little leaves. Eli almost lost his mind doing all these leaves.
Yeah. They have to do multi-part molds for something like that tree or what? I think a lot of these are multi-part.
This tree is 1, 2, 3, 4.
You missed the threshold? We haven't shown the threshold
5.
yet. Don't worry.
I think it's 5. I think this tree is 5 pieces. The 5 separate pieces, which are some of them are multi-part molds themselves.
Yeah,
so it's like it's an insane.
After we do the test shots and hopefully the fan build, we will show like the rest of the stream, like a solid hour, is going to be showing the threshold and the moonlit arch and building with them.
So the other fun thing that we did in here is we snuck in a couple of pole accessory holes. So there's one in between these rocks. Hang on, this light right here. Let's turn this thing up. This B10. Do you know how to turn up B10? There. Hey, do you want?
On here?
Yeah, you have to go to page B, and then slider 10.
All right.
I'm doing.
Where's the B button? I don't see numbers. I don't see any letters. While that's happening, I'm going to roll the giveaway. Keen Mantle. Keen Mantle, you have won a starter dungeon. I will message you. Look for... I'll just need an email address so I can reach out to you after the stream. And we'll figure out where you want to have that sent. Keen Mantle. Keen Mantle. There you are. There we go. I'll whisper you real quick while he's doing that. Perfect.
I forgot there's a delay.
Perfect. If you want that starter dungeon unpainted, go ahead and just let me know when I email you. We always default to painted because we assume that's what people want. But if you really want to paint it or something, we can send unpainted. Yeah. It's honestly, I mean, it technically costs us less if it's unpainted. So. Yeah.
It gives you more happiness.
Yeah.
So.
Some people like.
Dude, it's fun.
Yeah.
If you. All right. Let's see this. I don't know if that helps. Maybe. No. So we put there's a pole accessory hole in between these rocks, and a pole accessory hole in between these rocks. I don't know if you can even see it there.
That's nice. Like it actually blends in pretty well when there's nothing in there too, so it won't like really stand out.
Yeah. It is. Can you even see it? Yeah.
It's you have to like look for it, I think.
It's right. Yeah.
It's real small in there.
Where is it? This one is right in there.
Well, are you the hype train conductor?
Yes.
Because you kicked it off by donating. You gifted what 10 subs? Like you contributed the most points to the hype train, so it made you the conductor.
It's pretty cool. I always wanted to conduct something.
I think you're usually the conductor when you do these. Odin Forged he's given us so many subs. Enhance.
And he's gonna cook us a meal sometime when we go visit him.
I cannot wait for the pandemic to be over.
Where do you live? He's like in Omaha or something. Am I making that up?
Definitely not Omaha. I don't know if he wants me to say where he.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants to say. I know where he lives, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to dox him. So thank God he doesn't live in Omaha.
What do we have? Well, I'm taking this hype train straight to Omaha. I don't know.
Unless he does live in Omaha, in which case, I've just covered for him very successfully.
Smooth like that. This is the curse slump bank.
Let's see. It's nice looking.
Yeah, these are just the floor.
We'll cook for Dwarvenite. We'll give you like an alchemy set with like a little cauldron and stuff in it. You got to cook your meal in that.
The new reality show, Cooking in Dwarvenite.
Yeah.
Those details, like just this floor. It's staggering when you think about the square footage that we covered of sculpting. It's like, it's bonkers. Um,
Can we just say we're not from Omaha? Yeah.
did I show the Quildren
Can we get an Omaha roll call in the chat? Just everybody say whether or not they're from Omaha specifically.
Dude, Omaha's blowing up, man. It's
I hope not. It sounds dangerous.
no, like in a good way, like
Oh.
popularity.
That is a very good tree.
The Quildren tree is like one of my favorite pieces of the whole thing. It's just
The Quildren and the Black Rod are both like, especially like with the paint.
yeah.
Like they both have like fantastic paint schemes.
Well, this had even more delicate, crazy spiral, but the factory made us make it thicker because it wasn't gonna hold up in Dwarvenite. Like it was gonna be too fragile.
Nice.
But it still looked glorious. But like the very original sculpt we never even made was that Eli did had even more delicate like.
Omaha Steakhouse stock rises due to hype.
The hype train's going straight to the Omaha Steakhouse. All right, so then the other.
Can we partner with Omaha? Can we get Omaha to sponsor
Board
the
of Tourism said we need to send some people, some fantasy enthusiasts.
We're trying to make Omaha the Dwarven Forge capital of the world. That's where ForgeCon's gonna happen once the pandemic's over.
Dude.
Just gonna make everybody go out to Omaha.
You know what I want to show too? Wait, I have to get the fogger thing. Tell a joke or something.
Tell any jokes? Man. Tell them about the haircut. Tell them about my haircut. Well, I went in, had a very nice conversation. Actually, I found out that I've been going to this barber shop that I really like for years, and I got to know the people there a little bit. I always thought they were Russian. I think some of them are Russian, but they were all displaced. It turns out. At least one of them, the one who was cutting my hair, she was from Georgia, and so it was nice actually. Like she was playing like Georgian music and like talking about Georgian culture, and it was like actually like really fascinating. Yeah, very very nice people. I love barbershops.
I don't know where the.
She's also like, we've got some whiskey over there if you want some whiskey before your haircut. It's like,
I don't know where the production fogger is. This is the early prototype. It's not as pretty. But I wanted to show, this is part of the process, it's fun. So this is the, oh boy, this is now, it's too hot. Son of a gun.
I can,
it is A7.
Other way.
We're already at 16, I think. Well,
I went as low as I can.
So this is the whole note. You can just, if you go to the slider, it's A7, I believe. It's the second to last A. On the, it's the sliders in the middle. Right there. Yeah, perfect. That's good. Alright, so this is the whole knoll. This is an expanded master of the whole knoll, which is they sent us. It's a poly resin expanded master. So it's this pre-dwarvenite. But I don't know if you can see the letters. They have letters in there. But this is, check out what's going on in the back here. So this is trying to figure out how to fit the fogger and the light puck in there, right? And so we've got this cool little cutout. So I hope this one works. It's not the production fogger. It was.
Do we have the light pack on hand as well, or just the fogger?
I don't know. Tyler is so efficient. He put everything away, and I don't know. I don't know where it is. I can't find it if it's not like lying around. Let me go look again. I have it somewhere.
Just that unorganized organization.
I don't even know if this one's gonna work. This prototype. Gosh darn it. This is a bad. Yeah, I may get it in. I'll never get it out.
The prototypes, the sizing is always a little.
God, I don't have the factory one. I was gonna show you how it like. There's two different alignments. You can put it in, and it lines up, and then basically you can get the spout lined up to any four of these sides, and it's a whole thing. But I don't have. We've got 6 of them, and I don't know. Nor do I know where the light puck is. What?
You don't have the test shot, or?
I don't have the production models of the foggers. I don't know where.
Oh.
They were out. And
you had one at your office, or at your home, which I guess is your office.
Yeah, I have one at home, but that doesn't help us, does it?
Yeah. I can run over real quick.
Well, it is fun. All right, so now let's look at. This is kind of fun to show the process. This is probably going to be blown out.
Is the light puck size finalized now?
Yes. And it hasn't changed. The only thing that has changed is the firmware. We're working on the chip too. There's what are they called? Not gizmos. I don't know. There's a thing. We'll do an episode on it. But there's a cool new way you can do like like lightning blasts and stuff in your programs. I don't know if this reads like anything on that. It might be too hard to see on camera. I don't know. Yeah, this is hard to see. Man, lighting for shiny fabric versus pieces and stuff. But this is how we get some samples for the prints for the terrain tray. So I don't know if you can see the A and the B.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is like Janet did 2 different color passes, so we can compare. And yeah, it doesn't look. You can't see. Like, can you see this? Does it look like a?
Any idea where the list of players are? We haven't posted it yet. Like we just drew it like a half hour ago.
The player list.
Yeah, we'll be posting it up later.
Raging River.
I can tell you who the players are, because I have them right here. Players are Topulus, Rad Austin, and Knighthood, with the backups being Orion Noir, David Moffat, and Siga Trow. Or no, Siga Trow is. Oh, Knighthood's a backup, right?
Yeah.
I gave him the wrong mark. Yeah, Knighthood was a backup. I gave him the wrong mark. Yeah, so Topulus, Rad Austin, and Siga Trow, and then Orion Noir, David Moffat.
Resin.
Yeah.
Shall we resin it up? So
fan build will happen eventually.
This. Oh yeah, let's look at the fan build.
All right. All right. This is a real quick one. Well, we'll just look at it for a little bit, because I know everybody wants to get to the resin. But this is from the Discord's build challenge, which is 12 by 12 boss layers. This one came in from the F Bard. Wait for Nate to get back, maybe. Let's see. A toll's a toll and a roll's a roll. We don't get no tolls. We don't get no rolls. Let's see. Nate went running off. I don't know what's going on. Drum roll. Let's just go ahead and look at the fan build. Then I'll bring up what he said about it. Let's get in here. Yeah, so the plan is a 12 by 12 monsters lair, essentially. So this is a Mummy Lord's lair using the catacombs pieces and some homemade insulation foam risers. That's just nice to highlight the catacombs. Those little skull pieces.
Sideways.
OBS turned some of them sideways for some reason, and I can't turn them back without then turning the other one sideways. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's very nice. He has them with like minis, like placed around like a sarcophagus. It's very nice. But man, the catacombs are cool. We should do something with catacombs. KS9. Yeah. Like a build of the month or something. Nice LED usage. Yeah. Are there entrances on 3 sides? So this this isn't a submission for the. I guess it could be adapted to be a submission for.
Wouldn't take much.
Yeah, it wouldn't take that much. It's basically all these are 12 by 12s. Reminds me, after the stream, I need to open a Discord channel. After the disco, I need to get on the Discord and create a channel where the 3 players are banned from it, so that we can discuss game stuff without them being able to see it.
You have to ban the understudies too.
Yeah. But yeah, very nice build by the F Bard using the catacombs, which don't get featured that often, so it was nice to see them used to make a nice little arena. All right.
So I found a light puck.
Cool.
I think the fogger's over in the Barbican, but we can't go over and unlock it.
I could go wrong.
So fundamentally, this fits in the. There's like the round cutout, and then also the fogger fits in here. You can rotate around. It's pretty neat, clever sizing solves. So but it's gonna be cool. But let's look at the resin and do some building with them. All right, so first we have the Moonlit Ash. So this guy, this casting, of course, is a little warped. So here's the clean. I don't know if you can even see the difference, but it's warped up here. So unfortunately the back arch doesn't sit very stably on there. It's really nice on this one, but our paint master here is warped. Meh. But it's gonna sit like that. Why we did the painting on the casting that was bad. It's gonna sit something like this. But what's neat is so the amphitheater is separate from the arch, is separate from the tree, which is separate from the two griffin pillars, which are off camera. Okay, hang on. Let me see.
Oh, okay.
So we got boom, 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 boom. We got all these fun bits. So we'll go through one thing at a time. So the griffin pillars, there's two ever so slightly different pillars, and these are the original toppers that Michelle used. I think hopefully we can replicate it identically at the factory, but they're like a cool prism-y glass thing, and they're both slightly different. They have slightly different greenery or whatever, but you could put them outside your city or in your dungeon or whatnot. Neato little pillars, ever so slightly different. That's one of the fun things you can do, like in resin, is essentially like burn two molds of the same thing.
Yeah, because you don't got to make a big complicated steel mold for them.
Yeah. And this one, there's like a chip. This one, the beak is slightly chipped off, and this one's not. And they're just ever so slightly different. Good looking. Yeah. Classic Michelle, super details. Good glorious work. And Hamster had a lot of fun painting these guys. So then the arch, let's look at the arch alone. Oh, and they are also, let me show. Hang on. Just keeping your toes. So you can line these up like at the back of the. Do a nice thing like that if you want. Woo. Get some pictures for the forums.
The trees detachable. Yes, all these pieces are detachable.
Yeah,
it's
give
five.
You a lot of flexibility. So
yeah, it's 5 separate pieces.
So this guy, I think it's yeah.
And yes, the resin sets are only painted. We don't do unpainted resin sets.
Nope. Unpainted didn't start until the Rubber Night. So you can put the tree on if you want, or you can take it off, and you could use it as a thing somewhere. And then this is this cool, big, huge arch. What's fun about it, it's got a flat back. Or I guess that's the front. No, that's the back. The back is flat, so you can build it.
I was worried. I didn't want to drop any more money, but I saw I had already added these to the original Kickstarter Pledge Manager.
Woo! That's, past you was thinking. So you can build.
Cool.
You can build up against it with the other pieces because the back is flat, so you can do a cool thing like that, or you can put the straights. It could be like the entrance to
How is the trees balanced? People are wondering.
I don't know. Let's take a look. You can do like.
So you can make that like an entrance to something.
Yeah,
like,
it could be a thing, or you could do like a couple of shorties and. Boop.
Well, now we got to get multiple moonlit arches so that we can have like ancient stables. Have like 3 of these.
So
I guess the horses could just go through the holes in the runes, but
well,
All
right, so that's the main. What's the other fun thing? Oh, this guy was inspired by Michelle's cat. Little cats in this thing. Yeah, these are sick. What else did we show with this thing? I think those are the basic bits here. And then the amphitheater. So this is designed to sit real nice like on the amphitheater, and the tree. I don't think you see this. The tree lines up with the roots of the tree go down into the thing. So you can do that sort of a thing, and if you want, build up against it to make like a something. You can see We could put some stairs down or whatever. I wonder if is this a clean 2 inches? It's not.
Need to open the runes on the pledge manager now.
Yeah.
A lot of people are excited about the runes.
We can't. That stuff it went into production. Like we can't. The reason we could open it for the resin is because it's a separate factory and they don't require steel molds. So the two fun things that we can do with the amphitheater besides this is so Hamster did like the little glowy. There's like kind of a greenish glow to the moon thing in the center here, which is kind of cool. Right in there. And you can use. I wonder how high. I wonder if this is dais height. I think it's just absurd. Michelle is outrageous.
That is real nice.
It is like it is.
All the rot in the cracks.
Yeah, it's bonkers. So you can. There's two other fun things you can do. So we've got sky chat.
Do you have the dais?
Pool works. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could sort of put that in there. It doesn't look so good. But the pool. How this is gonna work? You can put the pool. Got a gap there. I don't know how we would resolve that, but there's a gap under there. But you can put that on a thing. No, that doesn't seem bad either.
It's such a small thing that like.
Yeah, it fits nice, but this is the one that fits really well. Although it doesn't. I don't think our painted. This casting's a little. Yeah, it doesn't fit so good with painted. Let me do the unpainted.
It'll be easier once we have the official actual production ones in, so all the measurements are exact.
So if you see, so this is the unpainted. So the dais from the Dwarvenite dais from the ruins then fits perfectly in there, and you can do a thing. So you could have this be a door that opens or something. If I can get this lid in. Where's the bit that lines up?
Yeah, for people wondering about this, some people were mentioning it in here. There was a painting stream that Hamster did during Wildlands that was specifically about painting the runes. These are actually deceptively easy to paint. It uses a similar process to some of the pieces that have like infernal runes on them in Hellscape, and having just painted those, it's actually like a lot. It's actually easier than it looks.
So you can do that if you want to stack them all together.
Yeah.
Another fun option. Fun ways to build.
Starting the official Open the Runes Up on the Pledge Manager fan club. Wish we could.
So the balance on the tree, it's okay. It's not definitely yeah.
How's that audio?
Yeah. Is that choppy? Yeah, it's not the most stable thing in the world, but it's...
You can white stick it to be safe, probably.
Yeah. You can put it... What's nice is it's flat back, so I bet you could put it against this... do I have like a city builder thing or something? You can theoretically kind of lean it up against any ruins piece, or...
Yeah,
you'll put a square city...
It was designed to be put up against something, so...
Yeah.
You'll want to put it there for support.
Yeah.
Is that Dwarvenite, black piece of the arch? Now, every part of the arch itself is resin.
Yeah, except this is Dwarvenite. Yeah. The dais is a Dwarvenite piece.
Yeah, that's Dwarvenite ruins. That's not part of the Moonlit Arch.
But the Moonlit Arch is all resin. All right, so then anything else we should look at on the Moonlit Arch, or should we go?
I think the biggest thing is just going to be like building with it more.
See what transpires.
Let's show off the other thing first, I think. Because maybe we can combine the two.
Yeah, we'll go crazy. That is pretty. All right, so now the threshold.
Is it dais or dais?
Dais.
Yeah, dais.
Dice are what you roll at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to determine winners in games. The dice. You straight faced that one. You're having none of it. You're having none of it. All right, so
when more Build of the Months become available this month, we do not have any plans for it.
No, it's sold out.
We
literally can't. I mean, we could do it without the overlay, but then that messes up the thing. Like, yeah, unfortunately. All right, let's see if I can.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I'm excited about
Oh,
these.
and you know we
because of
didn't
how many
show
different
just
ways.
for fun. Hang on.
Oh, yep.
We're gonna rewind time. This thing, just for a sense of scale, here is a 25 millimeter miniature.
Yes. This is a big boy.
So, yeah, it's big. It's he's on large site. And like the footprint is roughly 6 by 6, close to. Let's see. That thing is.
It's big.
Here's a 6 by. Yeah, it's
basically 6 by 6.
It's 6 by 6, like curved. If the front was curved out, the rest is so it's a 6 by 6 footprint, and then this is 5.5 inches tall or something, or 5 inches tall, and then standing on this, it's 6 inches tall. So it's massive. He's big, very big. All right. So speaking also of big, Threshold of Worlds. This is the Eli piece. And it's got these it's got 3 spingles with it too. Let's start with the spingles and we'll get to the big boy. So this is the ancient druid statue, which is twice the height of a miniature. And Aaron had a lot of fun painting this nice weathery old ancient statue. There was
I love the
monument.
You know that whole thing where you see like a classical sculpture and you're like, wow, it's amazing how they got stone to look like it has like a thin fabric on it.
It's outrageous.
And then you think about the fact it's like, wow, it's amazing how they got that to look like stone that has a thin fabric on it. they got that plastic to.
So this is a little monument piece. So these are fun too because they're scattered. That you can just put anywhere you want.
You can do some cool stuff with line of sight on a war game table actually with that monument.
Yeah,
gives you a little thing to shoot through.
Top of like take the dais.
How wide is the druid base?
1.5 inches. Let's see. A very precise measurement.
Druid statue 6-pack. So it'd be kind of cool if these statues do well.
It's just like 1.5. Can anyone see it? About 1.5 inches. So this is 2 inches across. It's just about that. So it's about 1.25 by 1.5 or something, or roughly, or one by 1.25 because the bottom is 1. Yeah, so it's about 1 inch by. It's
gonna work perfectly for the dragon landscaping run.
All right, so we got those fun guys. We have the planar vortex here, which is fun. Kind of a sister piece to the Arcane Gyre in the resin piece from Hellscape that Eli did, the Dread Portal. This is kind of like the elongated version. And this, I love the paint job that Aaron did on this, where it coat the color on the tips. It's like wow. And this will be translucent, as seen here. And that's big. Look at that thing compared to nature.
Yeah, it is important that we put a disclaimer on this. This is not a gummy bear. This is not gelatin.
No.
It's actually pretty fresh. If you bite it, it'll probably actually hurt
resin.
you. Yeah.
I wish this would be a cool piece to make in Dwarven.
Can you please order the Vortex in a 10-pack? All these small things, I wonder. These small things.
All right, and then here's the smallest part.
Here's a tiny thing that we don't need to adjust the camera for at all.
Yeah. So this is where is this going to live? All right. So this is the threshold as in. So this is to give you a sense of scale. Here is your miniature down there. So he's this thing is it's big, right? Big massive boy, and it's 2 halves. So it's the life half and the death half. So we'll look at life first. And I wish Eli existed. I wish he was here so he could tell us all the. There's 1,000 little Easter eggs hidden in this thing. It's the most time-consuming thing, and same with the arts. The longest either of them have done on a piece. Like these are ways. Can you turn up the number 7 again?
Well, I guess I could also just lighten the. No, either way.
Yeah, there you go. So this resin is a little messed up. Like there's a big seam you can see right here. It won't be in the final. Like we had a warped piece issue, so there's a little seam there. So this is a quildron tree. The same. Where's there?
Can we get an elevation context? Throw some escarpments around it. Yeah, we're gonna build it with some things pretty soon.
This was the quildron tree from Campaign. So this is another. It's like an ancient quildron tree. And what's cool when you see the other half is the dead side, and then they spiral together like a quildron. I'll get a sample of size.
People also want to see it on a grass tray next to the Dread Hollow floor tile, stuff like that. They just want to get a sense for the compatibility.
Here is the size.
Because compared to the ruins, this is very much like another. It's almost like a bread and butter resin piece, almost.
Yeah. So the back height here is the same height as an escarpment, so 2 inches, and then it comes up another ½ inch here or something. So it's the body of it is taller than the resin, than the escarpments. And
it's going to be painted in the same Dread Hollow paint scheme, so the greenery should match the greenery in Dread Hollow.
Rough. It's a little. Yeah. It'll be nicer. Like this has the special paint job. Like Aaron went to town. It's a little more vibrant and life. Especially the life side here. This is life. Yeah. So there's like a bazillion little Easter eggs, all these different plants, because it's all, and some of them symbolic of life. And I don't know. Eli would have to tell you all the 1,000 levels of symbolism in it. There's a little fossil hidden here, and then the inside. If you can see, let's get in there. Yeah. There's these, I don't know what these crystals are. Oh, but there's like cool.
They're called solis.
Solis?
Solis. Those crystals are called solis.
That lost me. What?
I really felt like that was kind of obvious.
Solis?
Crystal solis?
Oh, crystal solis.
Yeah.
See what he did there?
Well, now it's not worth it. It was great before that.
What else was in this thing? I don't know. There's a cool little beetle there, and
biggest alert from me is non-uniformity. Looks natural. Yeah, like this is basically just like a pumped up, basically like a pumped up set of escarpments.
Yeah, and
with some extra bling.
Tons of playable space, so you can throw minis up on. Yeah. Whoever.
The Moonlit Arch is more of a standalone like set piece. Yeah. I feel like this really works best when you combine it with the other stuff and you add it to the encounter.
Well, you could just throw it on a battle mat and
it would work on a war game.
It's standalone also, yeah. But it integrates. It gives you just another organic option if you want. Like you could use it for something special, or it could just be another outcrop or whatever.
It's a very modular thing. We should show off all the different ways that the two sides combine.
We get there. Well, there's this plant. I don't even know what all that. Like there's 40 different plants on this or something, and it's a whole beautiful, vibrant, cool, colorful.
Cover girl.
It's not coming together quite right over there. Something is our piece is a little missed. But okay, so then the death side, same. So it's a yin yang thing. So this one, the quildron tree is dead, but he still has that cool curve to it, and it's got some sort of sharp bramble. I don't know if it's razor vine or what put on there. And then this is like nightshade or something. And there's all these. I don't know. It's like poisonous death stuff all over. There's I don't know what this purple. There's some sort of purple plant of doom on there. There's a snake back here and a tarantula or something. And on the inside, there's the black widow or some dangerous spider. Cool. You can see all those roots inside. What's neat is you can just use it as like if you want to make a little cave thing for either of these. Like if you just want to make like a neat little sort of sheltered cave bit.
You could put nice. Put that on floors. You could put like a little campfire in there, and it's like this is like where your party's like camping out for the night.
Exactly where you'd camp out and then die. Yeah. And then here's the crazy. Let's see if I can get the angle for it. So check out. Can you see the skull?
Let's get in there. That's as far as it goes. Oh, that's really close. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, there's the rock formation. So we're just looking around, it's just like rocks. But if you get it at the right angle...
Yeah, you can see the little skull there.
There's a skull.
It's like a hidden Mickey.
Is that awesome?
Huh. That's cool.
Yeah, it's classic Eli. And it's once you see it, you know it's there, but like it's just like you're just like, oh, it's just a bunch of rocks. It's like a thing. Like it doesn't look like anything until you hit the right angle, and then it's genius. Like
that could be a really fun thing to like test.
Have the players find it. Oh, it's just a bunch of rocks, just a bunch of rocks, just a bunch of rocks, just a bunch of rocks. It's a skull.
I would love to see somebody actually find a way to work that into their campaign. like the players having to.
You have to find the hidden skull and a thing, or whatever, and it's like. Yeah, it's a fun one. So what's neat is, so these guys, there's a couple of different ways these guys get together. So and it's not fitting quite because this thing is a little bit. Oh, and this one's also I think jacked.
This isn't.
We'll get there.
Yeah, this isn't like the production level like factory stuff yet.
So you can put them together like this, like the big cool yin yang. So this is the two spiraling halves of the quildren tree, right? Because the quildren's supposed to spiral.
Imagine sparring with somebody on top of these platforms underneath the trees.
Awesome. And then there's a hole through the center. I don't know if you can see it from here. Do not let me drop this. Right, so there's a hole that goes up through the center. So that could be like...
You could put the fogger in there.
A well down to... Yeah. Or you put it over the... he designed it so you can put it over this guy. Conceptually.
Put it over the hole knoll?
Yeah, it's designed to sit over the whole knoll so that you can put the light puck under there. Right, so the base actually lines up. Yeah, he lined it up. Base lines up to sit on the whole knoll, so that then you can have a crazy light going through there, or fog, which is pretty sick. And then
you could even if you don't get those, you can even just take one of those LED tea lights and put it in there.
Or put it on a light panel and mask it with some other stuff. Or you could use the mountain floor that has the cutout, the mountain SFX cutout floor. You could put it over that. Or a LED candle or anything. The flashlight, your iPhone.
So that's one of the ways you can combine these.
You can open these guys up. Let's see. It's hard finding the sweet spot. So you can put them. Let's see. There's two ways. What's that? One thing.
Yeah, they were designed this geography was designed to push together a couple.
So you can make a cool long thing yay. You can spiral back to back. Okay, so there's a couple of you can put them back to back. Those things there. There's a whole bunch of fun ways that it fits together to make these crazy organic rock shapes. And then for the planar vortexes, how did I get this? I did it the other day and I can't.
That's an interesting question.
What's the question?
Does the LED insert from the Dread Hollow tree fit in there?
Oh, I'm sure we can get in there. We'll have to definitely try that. In fact,
do we have one? Do we have one around? We're talking about the spirit tree, right?
Yeah. I don't have one here, but we'll find it. So this, I think this is right. So you can also, is that designed to go in here? Let's see. Something like this. So, did I get this right? Oh. I was doing this the other day and I was like, I had to practice so I could get it in here.
Yeah, a couple of these.
You're supposed to be able to put...
There's where you put it where the trees are framing the gyre.
Why am I not getting it? That guy. So that's this is the threshold world. So then you can go in, and this is this is your portal to the Feywild or the Shadowfell or both, or maybe during the day it takes you to the Feywild and at night it takes you to the Shadowfell. That's why it's life and death or some fun thing like that. You could also place them further apart and then put it over on the side so it's like the ravine that leads you into the thing. Where's the other half? There's one other way it works. Oh, Eli, where are you? Tell me the secrets of the Threshold of Worlds. It goes like that too. Man, there's so many neat ways. I kind of want two of them right now so we can play, we can see what we could do with two life sides or two death sides.
Yeah. If you have two of them, you can do even more stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, it's gonna be wild.
So, some people have asked to see them with things like the Titan's Tooth, see how they build together.
Yes. Yes.
Do you want me to go hunting for anything?
I think I have it all here.
Okay.
Yeah. Gather up. What are the?
Yeah. What are the pieces you want to see? Because with these in particular, they were made to like go with so many things that let's try and hit as many of them as we can. And I'm gonna have to come through and like screenshot a bunch. If you guys aren't screenshotting them already, I'm sure the forums are gonna want to see this and the Discord. Let's see.
Oh, and then this guy was
Titan's Tooth, Winding Stairs. Is that the topper?
No, that was the
Okay.
the druid. And there was a way to put the monument on here. I don't know.
Grass tray, banks, Titan's Tooth, path tiles, a waterfall between the two. Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh, can we pull that off?
I don't know. So then when we find out.
There's a lot of stuff we haven't tried yet. The Oblivion Nexus.
Well, that's a place to go camp for the night.
Yeah. It kind of it looks pretty natural.
Little campfire in there.
I think it looks natural.
Yeah. Until it's not. Dun, dun, dun. Put your.
Oh, Six has been playing Valheim. He was missing on the Anvil.
Playing what?
Well, Six,
he won, but he was disqualified.
Yeah, you won, but you weren't here, so we had to give it to someone else.
What's Valheim?
Valheim's a game that just came out. It's a Viking themed survival crafting multiplayer game. It's pretty cozy.
Survival crafting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet, but one of my friends, Nicola, the Swede, he's been playing it a lot.
Where's he from?
Did y'all put the gyre between the trees yet? I think so.
Yeah.
Well, he's from Bulgaria, but he's in Sweden now. Yeah. Well, he grew up in Sweden.
Well, that's kind of neat. These guys wrap around. Let's try just one. So.
Titan's Tooth looks great there. Yeah. We don't even have the pedestal on top yet.
Yeah, I don't know where the tooth.
The topper is.
That's gonna be a whole other.
Man, maybe I should have located all these pieces before we.
Yeah, we'll go hunt for it. It might be in there. I just haven't.
I think we tried the gyre already. I think we put the portal in there. I'll see if any of it's out here.
There was one that Tyler had it the other day doing something. There's only one in existence, so. Yeah, so this nestles pretty nice, like with the base of Titan's Tooth. We'll look at the topper Titan's Tooth and see what this there. Let's. You know what'll be really nice against the. Ooh, let's put some Wyverstone on there. See what happens. Man, I haven't played with this stuff in a while. It's so fun. I'm home, pieces. Oh, I missed you. Wow. Oh yeah, I forgot how many. Man, we have so many delightful pieces to play with. Put some. Does that fit in there? No. Yeah, I can't really fit the Wyverstone on top of it so much. But oh, look at that! That's a nice the stepped stone crag. It's really nicely. Like nestles right in there. This is the same height. It's pretty cool.
That'll be in the Barbican.
Better begin.
Yeah, they're all in the other room. It'd be a little rough.
Yeah, we had the Titan's Tooth the other day. The topper, the tooth.
Yeah. Let's see. What else have we not tried yet?
We're having tree trauma here. I want to put this guy on. I guess I'd have to use a smaller tree. Oh,
is that the Nexus?
No, this was.
Oh, that's just a.
This is a step stump.
Yeah.
Crag. Works better on this guy too. Yeah. Put this guy.
Man, I just remember like when this place was just entirely full of all the
every piece you could imagine.
Yeah, when all the pieces were just here.
Yeah, these guys kind of nestle up really nice.
It's a nice little rise.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of consistent heights that we hit. There's so it's stuff can play together even unintentionally. There's a lot of there'll be a lot of nice synergies because we use the same, so I hit the same heights on a lot of things. These are playing nice. You can put like something like that in there. It's really cool. Oh, where's the oh man, there's so many good places we've got. It has no bridge pegs, so there's that. But
I can't wait for my players to freak out when they see this and say, "What? This? It's just rocks and trees." Nothing.
yeah.
Is that how your kids generally respond to things?
Yeah, they. You know what is frustrating? You know what they got really excited about?
Why don't we just throw one of these in there?
Yeah. Do you have the remote?
I'll find one.
So I did the gag. I did the. There you can see. Just neat. So I did the gag where they were flying. I was gonna have a aerial combat. So I took the piece of plexi. Took the piece of plexi, and put the 2 foot by 3 foot piece. I put terrain trays, water terrain trays down with the current overlays on them. Used the axe and shield risers. Then put down the sheet of plexi. Put our grid overlays on it, so it's grid. And then put the cotton, like big chunks of cotton. One of the stuffed animals had fallen apart, so I harvested its stuffing and just put and it was like just a couple of pieces of cotton, plexi and a thing, and they were like, "Oh wow!" I'm like, "There's not a single piece of terrain here. It's just plexiglass, a couple of pieces of cotton, and a thing." And they were like, "That I put it together. It was like 15 minutes, but I'll spend like 4 hours doing like an epic thing." And they're like, "Oh yeah, no, it's going on," but it's like classic. Yeah.
I think the green's a little hard to read on. You can definitely see the glow.
To get a buff. Is there? What was the point? Oh, these guys. Let's see.
I feel like there's a life lesson there.
Yeah. You don't have kids? No. The lesson is, you know what, also it's I think the lesson is the narrative is the important, right? It's the story is the important thing. Like at the time it was super exciting. They got flying mounts and they were going on this mission to fight demons, and it's like, they were feeling all heroic and jazzed up, so it was
Ooh. Was it designed to work with the trifecta ledges at all, or no?
No.
Okay.
No, it was just supposed to be just a really awesome beauty.
I kind of wonder how they would look like standing like as like a cliff face in the water, like over the water terrain
trays.
It would look good. Like you gotta you go like under the trees into like a river channel as like a portal.
It's like a Lord of the Rings thing for sure.
Ooh,
this kind of nestles in.
That works pretty well. Yeah, that right there.
The
that's a nice.
Nexus, nestles in really nice.
That's a nice step up.
You can, if your Oblivion Nexus isn't a big enough platform, you can go one higher. It'll have no anchor magnets because it is resin.
Yeah.
And it'll be heavy like resin. What else? People wanted to try.
People wanted to try the waterfall if we could do that. Let's knock out whatever other wilderness stuff we can do before the whatever forest stuff. I think they wanted to see it on trays and stuff.
Let's see on this fabric. Let's see.
All right. Do you want me to move
How's
the
the fabric matching?
Yeah. Keep in mind the fabric is still being worked on. Could it fit on top? Could it fit on top of the Nexus? I think the footprint might be too big for that.
No.
Yeah,
Definitely too big.
It could have fit on top of the original Nexus.
Yeah.
The original 8x12 Oblivion Nexus.
Mack truck could have fit on there. So take a picture from above with the iPhone. So you can see it. Yeah, you can totally.
Just those on a mat, yeah. What's the difference between resin and dwarvenite? The resin, so the dwarvenite material is a lot more durable.
Resin is a polystone resin that is rigid and can break. Dwarvenite is a dense PVC blend, which is a little pliable and won't break, but you can cut it if you want to. Resin holds slightly better detail, and it feels like it has that stony, it's like concrete. But it's fragile. All right, so that's on a thing. Once we go to Waterworld, I wonder what the synergy between the two of them is. What if we put I need to put the thing down first. Let me put some first.
How brittle is the resin, or what would it take to break a piece? If you drop it a fair distance,
It'll break.
Yeah. Especially with the pieces that are protruding.
Yes, these trees will shatter.
Yeah. Yeah. If it hits the trees first, that's gonna snap. Is there a reason that resin is never sold unpainted?
Yeah, it's our resin sets are premium, and it feels more finished when it's painted. Let's see how this works. Where did Mr. Arch go? Here she is. Hello. Wow, I'm running out. I need more floors.
Like a drop for child site or adult site? Your children can mess up some resin.
My children have broken some resin once.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? We're going to make a really clear differentiation. These are the pieces you can play with, and these are the pieces you can't play with. And Grayson will still ask me to this day, he'll be like, is this resin or dwarvenite? My guy's dwarvenite's good.
Does the portal from the threshold fit inside the Moonlit Arch?
No. I mean, it fits behind it, but it does not fit inside.
Not exactly. Okay.
But it looks neat behind it.
Still looks pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, you can put the two of them together to make a...
You can definitely do something with that.
I would go there.
I kind of want to see it on mountain floors, like the runes on mountain floors. Let's see.
This guy plays with that. Where is what can I do with the amphitheater? Oh, you could put this also. Ooh, here's.
Can they curve around the end of the? Ooh.
Yeah.
Can you get him to touch? Oh man.
Look at that. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, that's where we're gonna do the ritual.
That's solid.
That's Excitor. You can put this one. Maybe see if this looks better again. Put this guy on that side. And on this side.
Kind of competing for space there, but not bad.
Wow.
No price on the Moonlit Arch. What are the prices on these? It's free.
I do not know the price. It's $200, $150.
I think the Arch.
I think the
is the Arch the cheaper one or the more expensive?
The Arch is the cheaper one.
Moonlit's $150.
I don't know. Who's got the pledge manager?
Somebody go to the pledge manager real quick and look.
I don't know. I can do it on my phone if nobody's got it.
It's already $8.55. I think people want us to build as quickly as we can.
Yeah. Boy, we ran. Where does the time go, Chris?
Into the ether mostly.
I gotta stop doing.
Okay, ether. $150 for the Arch, $200 for the tree. The threshold.
That's great. I thought it was $250 and shit. Yeah. We could put. All right. What else do we want to try?
Yeah. So I think that's the thing is I think the Moonlit Arch is like a bigger like wow piece is like a standalone set piece, but there's so much you can do with the threshold to build it with the other pieces that like if you yeah, it's because it's some escarpments with like a little bit of extra height.
Well, they're not. It's or 100% organic all the way around. Like the escarpments all have a flat side, so this is like it's just cool scatter no matter what. You can build out and around, and then if you've got some ruins and you need a centerpiece, the Moonlit Arch becomes like that cool. Look, we had some like ridiculous. Like the Moonlit Arch was a concept that we'd had for originally we were gonna do all this like elaborate stuff for the ruins, and they all got killed. But Michelle was like, "No, I want to like do." When I asked each of them what they wanted to do for their resin piece, she was like, "Oh, I want to do one of those." We had all these cool, like crazy ruins things that didn't come to fruition. She's like, "I want to do one of those."
And the unpainted prices, the resin is not unpainted.
Only comes painted.
Yeah.
Premium painted.
I'm not sure if anybody has tried to like strip the paint and repaint it themselves or not. I'm not sure.
That is for the bold.
Yeah.
I want to see.
Oh, he was joking. Okay. But yeah. So these are nice and flat.
All right. So we'll just see. Like, curiously, like just throwing rocks on. Yeah. It's it's kind of neat. This is like if you have that barren wasteland. This is that like
the one thing
that one
out.
semi-living. It's just like the the remnants of the tree. If we had some of those other dead trees, you pop around like it's that last little
You get the tree like draws you in.
It's like
you
creepy,
you get closer, stare at it intently.
Creepy.
You like touch it, and then like Wyverstone clusters start springing up all around.
The spot out in the desert. Yeah. That's where you take your ayahuasca for a guaranteed bad trip. Just hang out under the death crag in the desert.
Actually, it's Wyverosca.
Wyverosca. And then let's look at this guy.
Full circle.
It's a runner. You got to bring it back around.
Who paints the resin? Is it the same people who paint the Dwarvenite?
I think it's painted at the resin factory, which is a separate factory.
Your hand that touched the tree starts to turn to Wyverstone. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with it.
This looks good on the mountains.
I think the ruins fit better with
the mountain.
With mountains.
Let's build up a thing. Hold on. Please stand by.
Get some escarpments on there.
That's a scarp. Some people elope. A scarp.
Escarp from LA. The great escarp.
I prefer to escarp from New York.
Escarpe Diem.
Escarpe Diem. Is that you?
Waterfall before we run out of time. We will do a waterfall. If people are just like, all right, so that waterfall. Everybody's shouting for a waterfall now. Let's do an escarpment build real quick and just see how these things look built into a mountain, and then it's a quick adjustment from there to actually do like a waterfall. So
says the guy who doesn't have to do it.
With the way that you build, we'll be fine. I'm mostly concerned about if we're gonna have the pieces here because they're all.
Yeah, I don't know where the waterfalls are.
Well, we haven't been building in here for a while, so. Escarp from LA would cost a whole lot of money. Well, that's the whole point of us going back to cities for KS8. The whole plan is to be able to build the Los Angeles skyline, so then you can combine that with wildlands.
I do not know where the waterfall is, which will be another issue.
You want me to go check the Barbican?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look over by Aaron's desk first.
All right.
That's maybe a more likely. Oh, physical pieces. Just do the one like crazy crag. That's pretty cool. Maybe top side or make like the. I could do. Hang on, knock this. pretty neat. It's too big.
Found a couple things.
Waterfall?
Nice.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, Titan's Tooth.
Yeah,
Ooh, you found. Yes, you struck gold.
On the top of the Titan's Tooth,
Good
I found staircase. Found a
Wow.
waterfall.
Wowza, wow.
Do we have the insert?
Yeah, I have the. Yes. Yes, I do. I got the goods.
I did not see the other waterfall though. Use winding stairs. Ooh, the winding stairs, like kind of in between the two, would be.
Well, that's pretty fun. Some sort of. What do I have in the background that's cluttering it up? Me. That's kind of neat. Thing,
Very high elevation trees.
Yeah.
And then if you have the LED like shooting up through there.
I think I had some tears to play on. That's fun.
Yeah.
You could also like. Let's see. You know what? You know what? When Wildlands ships, like we're gonna do celebration build stream.
Yes, absolutely. We did it with Caverns Deep.
Yeah.
Any way to go cleanly in line with escarpments?
No, not easily because there's no flat side. I don't know. We'll try it, but there's no flat side.
Ooh, that's kind of nice
though. Right, like the valley, Doom Valley.
Ooh, you could probably grab like the natural bridge too, and then put that between the two ledges.
You'd have to rest it on because
there's not going to be any.
There's no peg holes. Well, the problem is the resin doesn't have any give.
What I meant was instead of pegging it, like just suspending it across the two lips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, where are you, Bridge? Oh.
Use a wooden bridge.
Yeah. We could do some fun. Let's see. Where's the flat?
With enough pressure, there's always a flat side. Not on your resin. You wind up with I guess you wind up with a lot of flat sides, but not in the way you'd like.
Bridge doesn't sit. Well, I guess you could do some.
I was thinking in the gaps like that you had in the something like that.
Something like this. Like rest it on there. I wanted to rest it on.
Use a fallen log. Ooh, a fallen log would be good.
Yeah.
What about if you have the caves both on like the outside corners there? It's like the dead tree right now has like the cave underneath it.
I could do a thing like that. There's one other thing I wanted to try. Oh, let's try it in line with the escarpments. Let's see where we go.
Yeah.
Then we gotta get the waterfall. We got the top of the Titans.
Do you have the insert, or do you want me to?
I went from 0 to 60 of completely empty table to it's just cluttered with nonsense.
What? Because we got to the point where it's like now we're just building for ourselves, basically.
What insert?
The one to pop the waterfall into.
Yes.
Okay.
I saw it in there somewhere. Let me see.
Let's see.
So,
does the light work behind the waterfall?
Yeah.
It can. It doesn't work great. Now, what would the damage be from a fall from escarpment height?
You'd be okay, but you might break. Like, it's resin. It's fragile.
You'd have to get So yeah, with the lighting behind the waterfall, you'd have to get like crafty with it. But I'm sure we're gonna see some people do some really interesting stuff with it.
I've dropped some resin, and it's been fine. And I've dropped some resin, and it's just absolutely shattered.
Mountains are gonna be great for your BattleTech games. Dude, so I want to play BattleTech in a field like covered with Wyverstone.
Oh.
And just deal with like all the line of sight. 2 of the dead ones would be nice. Yeah, we don't have multiples here right now though.
I recommend ordering 3. And then it covers your bases.
Let's see.
You could do a thing where you kind of put it in the corner. You know what I'm going to do? Actually, I'm going to strip away let's take off the background so you can see what the heck is happening here. Hold on. Please stand by. Actually, this is some of the resin here. It's a nice mix, polystyrene and. All right, so you could take a thing. So if you had a corner like yay, you could. This one will cover it better, I think. You could kind of like. I don't know if you can see that. It's not the cleanest, but it does kind of nook in there. You could. Oh, that's not nuts. Ooh, you know what? If we did, where's this boy? No, it's still not great. But you could.
That looks good. Can we get closer on that? Let's see.
There's definitely some options where you could like. If you can see, you can definitely like nook it up around a corner to soften a corner.
It looks pretty organic.
Oh yeah, it's super. Then you could also.
The combo looks like someone will get their arm stuck and have to saw it off.
Yeah, it's 127 hours sort of thing going on for sure. Did you ever see that movie?
No, but I knew the concept, and because I knew that I was gonna have to see that if I watched it, I stayed away from it.
It's pretty awesome because it's like you go in knowing what the heck you're getting into, and you're still like, whoa.
I feel like the anticipation like makes it worse.
What's unbelievable about it is the timing of the title.
Yeah?
The title of the movie doesn't show up until like 20 minutes in. It's awesome. Like when it finally hits, you're like, oh.
I saw a tweet earlier today that was like that. It's like anytime a film's title like reveals after the first 15 minutes, and yeah.
It's very well. I mean, because you're like, I mean, how interesting could this be? Like, it's just a guy stuck in kind of. It's pretty amazing. But man, it's a wild ride. The sound design, woo! Oh, this piece, oh man. We're gonna get to the waterfall. Don't worry. So this interesting thing you could do. Like, you can kind of. There's some interesting ways you can kind of nook it around the corners using this cutout. Like, it definitely takes some of these. I don't know if you can see how this kind of things can nook in there nice. Now let's try this. Also, you could. Where's this guy? Oh. Ooh, that's the best one yet. I don't know.
Turn it so we can see it.
So can you see?
Yeah, it works pretty well.
It works great. Like,
nice.
Yeah, it's just like it settles right around that thing.
Can we bring the Titan's tooth in with these?
Yeah, we get.
Mountain escarpments look a lot more gray than the sandstone of the threshold.
The what? Who what?
We're also on the kind of like a weird mixture of paint jobs with these pieces. They're from different stages.
Real life.
they're from different stages of this whole process.
So this is what I wanted to try: is put this guy, the cave.
Looks like a cave where Man Bear Pig would live.
Man Bear.
Ooh, use it to cover like the outside of the.
Man,
and then put something on top.
You see that? Wow. So I'm reading The Hobbit with Grayson. I totally forgot that guy Bjorn. It shows up, the skin changer. It's like a werebear.
How much do you use the previous sets to set your paint plan?
A lot, and that was one of the reasons we had to adjust the paint scheme on the Dread Hollow. They couldn't get it consistent. And Aaron's like, I'm not going to paint, like, I don't even know what to match to if every time we get a paint job it's different and it's all over the place. So, like, we got to figure out how they can get it consistent. So
we generally try to, like, make it so that if any sets exist in similar biomes, we want them to be able to go together. So anything in the wilderness, anything that's supposed to be a forest, we want to be able to match. Anything that's supposed to be mountains, we want to be able to match.
So I don't know if you can
when can we get one of those awesome Dwarven Forge beanies?
2K's staff only. We had team. That was the team Christmas present. The beanie and the sweatshirt.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
We're working on it.
I don't think you can see this. This goes all the way through the. I think 2 of the concaves in a row, with these wrapping around. Like, so 2 of them out there, and then wrap these around to dress up the cave mouth, and it's pretty cool. So that's a fun thing. All right, let's play with a waterfall. Oh, Titan's Tooth and waterfall.
Yeah.
I know waterfall people would be very patient.
Yes.
Also this guy.
Yeah, the reason we have these is because we've been experimenting with getting merch out there. We're figuring out the best way for us to do it, like where to go and all that.
Yeah.
Can I get hired to get a hat and then fire me the next day? Were the players announced for the ForgeCon event? I happened under a rock this way. Oh, Orion Noir, you're here. You actually got pulled as one of the
understudy.
Yeah, as one of the backups. Yeah, you're one of the 3 backups. So if a player drops out,
learn the part of the cleric.
Yeah, we need you to learn the part.
Memorize your spell list. Be ready.
Yeah, Orion, we
get the
pulled
high
him,
note.
We pulled him like an hour and a half ago. The players are Topulus, Rad Austin, and C. Gautreau.
And the understudies.
I say that wrong every time. And then the understudies are you, Knighthood, and David Moffat. If you haven't seen the movie Forgetting the Girl, directed by Mr. Nate Taylor, you should check it out. Psychological thriller, and it's great.
I don't know about it's great, but I did make it. So the this thing, the concave here can nook super nicely around the stairs.
Ooh.
And if you see, like,
it is nice.
Right?
Oh yeah, stairs that just have to go under the.
Yeah, it's awesome. And there's a terrible cave down there.
I'm gonna have to screenshot all of these. All right.
Hang on, I'm gonna do this.
Unless other people do it for me.
Hint, hint. Subtle hint.
What else we got going on? That's pretty good. And then can we get the death tree on the other side of that run?
Oh man, this is awesome.
Can you comment on Plague Stone and paint matching?
Can you be more specific?
Yeah, Plague Stone
yes,
uses existing sets.
Like what are they trying to match, or what?
So the Aerenthor stuff should match our other Aerenthor. The caverns will be our current caverns color, and then like the wilderness stuff should go in nicely with Dread Hollow. Like, cause Plague Stone is just made of existing biomes basically,
with a few splashy new pieces.
Yeah, because Plague Stone basically is kind of a best of Caverns, Aerenthor, and a little bit of Dread Hollow.
And dungeons.
And some dungeons, yeah. So most of the pieces, like outside of some of the scatter, some of the cages, most of Plague Stone was existing pieces. So it'll go with those sets.
We had 2 new plants: the Poison Bloom, the Vine Lasher. We had the Fallen Log with the mushrooms. We had the new thorn walls, the curved thorn walls, the whole thorn wall, the arch thorn wall, the new cages, the curved cages, and broken cage, new terrain trays, the alchemy supplies, and the sinister dungeon.
Yeah, most of the.
This looks pretty cool.
It does, actually. Yeah, I really like the stairs nestling against it, actually.
And then you could do some, like, if you want to make it really imposing, you could do a thing.
Get the death tree up on top.
Yeah, put it like something like that. Make it like a really.
The piece looks surprisingly versatile. Yeah, this is why I've been like advocating for the Threshold of Worlds. Like it might not have as much of like an initial like a wow factor as the Moonlit Arch does, but it's basically like an extra fancy like building block.
Yeah.
It can combine with the rest of the pieces in so many ways. Oh, the F-Bard, we did pick the players. We also showed your 12x12 build today. Your monster lair, your catacombs.
So you put this thing up top, and then it's like, whoa. Oh, this isn't
It didn't do much.
It did nothing. Yeah.
It's getting blocked off by the.
That's fun.
Foil.
Work your way up and get.
Is there any chance we might see a magic mouth in the next Kickstarter as a magnetic accessory?
Probably not in the next one, but the one after that, distinct possibility.
So yeah, that's what I like about the threshold. And we haven't even really talked about the statue that much. Or the portal.
Druid.
Yeah, because we've been mostly just like combining these the trees
chunks,
with all these cards.
Chunky boys.
If I'm undecided, should I not participate in the 12 by 12 submissions? I would go ahead and participate until go ahead and participate until it's. We should know this weekend.
Is this
whether or not
one of the
players
understudies or one of the players?
This is one of the understudies.
Well, here's the thing. Submit. Like, we're gonna make a story up. It doesn't matter if you know the build. Like, the story is still gonna be crazy. Who knows what the heck's going on? So submit. Please submit.
If you end up playing, we'll just take your build out of the running. But
no.
Yeah.
No, let's kill them with their own build.
Put them in their own... Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
I was planning on...
No. This is like... No, they're in. Like, this is the way... this is the way, Chris. They're gonna...
Okay.
So this... Because then they'll think they know what's happening, but they won't. We can, like, just... It'll be... well, particularly if their build gets selected, then we can be extra, like, brutal when we're designing
on that player
one
specifically.
in the thing. It'll be like, yeah. Shredded by your own machine.
Okay.
You know what you can do neat with this druid?
Ooh, she fits really nicely there, actually.
Holy moly! Did you do that on purpose? It's like it's on a perfect footprint. Like
yeah, that fits on those stairs like exactly.
Then, that's two. We're gilding the lily, but
I'm imagining. I know I'm imagining like a waterside like cliff, and she's like at like the peak of like this. Of like a cliff like over the water.
Yeah, the stairs go right up. Oh, dude. Let me put this thing up here.
Rivendell?
Yeah. Serious. Ooh, and this guy. Can you see that?
We could genuinely be here all night if we
Yeah.
If we build everything possible.
Look at this guy. Little the monument can fit on this little spingle here.
Oh yeah.
Hey, see something a little outriggers thing. What do you think? Yeah. Oh, and wait, we didn't play with the graphic colors. Oh.
It didn't populate my build. Just give a vague description. Yeah. We put out a thing for like your ideas for the build, but they might get vetoed and replaced with something else in the encounter planning session.
If you're one of the players and your build gets thing, we'll just definitely throw.
We're definitely
all
not
your
using.
Ideas and you just we'll just.
Yeah, we're definitely not using what you suggested.
But
for your build
submit a build. Submit a build.
Please submit. We want a bunch to pick from.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is
This is cool.
Yeah.
Put down or you do a thing like you put them in. They're too big to be in the stairs, but you could put like two things at the head of the stairs. Just for the stairs and the arch,
The deadline for submitting builds, I'm going to take them through Monday, and then Tuesday I'm going to shut it down and present the builds to the team so we can select the 3 on our side. So there's like 5 days left for submitting builds for the game. Man. These combine in so many ways. I think it's the most modular our resin's ever been.
Well, I don't know. All the resin dungeons, the resin catacombs.
Okay, but that's cheating. I mean, like the resin capstone
medieval
pieces.
buildings, the resin, like yeah.
I mean, like the resin capstone pieces.
Yeah. That's cool.
They really resonate.
Oh yes, who was that? They win something.
It's Orion Noir.
Did we do the giveaway already? Okay.
We already did, yeah.
Damn it! Darn it!
So it's already 9:20.
Oh boy!
I think the only thing
it's 9:20 somewhere.
The only thing we really need to do is get a waterfall in before we go.
Waterfall. Yep.
We got to get the people what they want.
That'll be our.
Do you want me to grab a river terrain tray?
Yes, please. Oh wait, I have the cloth one here. I'll just use the cloth one.
Okay.
I don't know. Oh, and I have the overlay. We'll make our own.
So it's like adjust like these cliffs and make like a waterfall coming off a cliff with like the trees over it spilling out into.
It's gonna.
How many builds can you submit? We're only taking one build per person because we want to represent 6 different people with the builds.
Yeah. Slice of the community.
So if you put in multiple submissions, I'm just going to take your most recent submission.
Or you could if you submit one and you just make something that you feel is better, you could you say, hey, remove that one from the running. Let's do this one.
Yeah.
But we want to include as many people as possible.
Yeah, we're trying to It's the future here, 11:29 a.m. on Thursday.
Ooh.
It's Dice for Hire. So he's in
in Japan.
Yeah.
Hey, Dice. Let's do that.
What if the portal only opens when the sun lines up behind the arch? It's a very cool idea.
Good thing
you can just pop that portal down on the field in the middle of like the encounter.
Oh yeah.
And it's like they get like in a fight with somebody, and it's like, okay, you've got like 1 round to get through this portal before or 3 rounds or something.
One is brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's like a couple rounds before the sun is out of position and the portal goes away. You've got to get past these guys and through it.
Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's probably more water than I need. Let's do it. It's nice. It's like a little handkerchief. It's very smooth. Ooh, water texture. Yes, I see. Okay.
Let's see. What are you looking for? Let's see.
Somebody said I whistle a lot.
Yes.
Okay. So I guess that's a yes.
Can you move the light to the side a little?
Which light?
I think it's kind of blowing out the
Which light?
The water texture. I'm not sure. Yeah, what is it that's blowing? I think if it's talking about the
hit
camera.
hit the grid light. See what that does. The grid. No.
Oh,
No,
not that one.
Does that do anything? That did nothing. Oh, you know what it is? Is this?
It's the glare. Yeah.
Is it? No, it's the back.
That's it. That's the one doing it.
It's this guy. So this is, I don't know. It's one of the A.
It's not 7.
No, they turn that one back up.
I don't know what that one was. There it is.
Bring it up to like 2. Now try turning on the grid light and see if that does anything.
So bring the glare back?
Yeah, no, I think we're glarish. Less glared.
Okay.
There's no glaring errors here.
Wow, the trailer looks amazing.
Oh, the base of this razzle frazzle.
Yeah, we should have thought this out a bit more.
Did you see the base piece for this dang waterfall?
Oh, the
base.
yeah, let me see.
I can't remember the name of any of the pieces. Yeah, 6x3 base jam. I've got my backup is the Spingle. Not the greatest, but it's good enough for now. Oh, and we got to do the. We didn't do the Titan's Tooth. Let's do some Rivendelian. Why are we wobbly? No, because you're misshapen. I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna miss these prototypes. Sorry, prototypes, but that's pretty cool. Where's Deadsy? I'm working it with the ledges. I think we'll be okay.
Okay. How do the prototypes differ from the final? So the prototypes are mostly things that we've made ourselves in here. The dimensions
are just cleaner. Like this is warped. The top of this con, it's not level. I don't know if you can see. Like it's bowed, so like you can't build flat on it.
It's less. The prototypes are less consistent than the final product.
They're organic.
Yeah.
Like
Chris stands in Nate's right and blocked the light. I missed the clicks and clacks of the prototypes. It was ASMR for the Kickstarter videos for me. Yeah.
I'm glad somebody misses it. Yeah. That's pretty neat. Like the overhang. I bet I could sneak this little guy, this little piggy. Do a thing like that. That's pretty cool. Move here. Yeah. Could also, this might be wild.
Spill out, that's the name of it.
Yeah, spill out. Is that Tyler? Is he in the chat? Is he keeping
no, he's
us
not
honest?
in the chat. He hasn't been here today.
Yeah. Do some sort of crazy arch over.
Put her on the waterfall rock.
Where is the
prototypes are clay or they're polystone, aren't they? Prototypes are
they're
polystone?
a mixture of polystone resin and whatever the 2-part resin we use here.
Statue of the woman might look cool in the middle of the water there. Ooh, we could put her on like a little jumpy stone.
Where did I put her? Druidess.
I like Threshold more than the Arch, but I'll probably still get both.
I'm in the water. Help.
I think Living Side might outperform Dead Side, so each their own. Yeah, it seems like everybody's got their own individual preferences.
Could also do something like this.
Ooh, that's cool.
Ooh. You could jam this. I need to go up another level, but you could do a thing there.
You're gonna go over like a waterfall to your death, but you end up going through a portal.
You know, we've all been there.
Yeah, I got part in the Goofy movie. That's what happened, right? I stopped watching when they were about to go over a waterfall because I got scared. But like a portal opens up and saves them, right?
I only saw the second one. No, is there a second one? More Goofy.
The second one was really good. An extremely Goofy movie.
Really?
That's still also really good. Yeah. It was genuinely, they're just like, what if we take the Goofy movie and we combine it with X Sports?
Is the Goofy movie good?
Goofy movie is like, no joke, one of the best Disney movies.
Really? Would my 4-year-old enjoy it?
Absolutely.
Or is it too scary?
It's also an incredible father-son movie.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's like Lego movie level.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd say it's unreal, like how moving that movie actually is. Like they make Goofy into like this incredibly sympathetic character. It's great. A lot of people are saying that they were persuaded and decided to get both during the session.
Yeah, me too.
But like we're finding a lot of things that we didn't realize we could do with them.
Yeah. No, that's so fun. And man, if we had 2 of each, like we could do like a.
Cool to just see Nate riffing, dude. This is what
my job. I know. I just play with pieces.
S-tier Disney movie. Yeah, I genuinely think it's one of Disney's best movies. These won't be available later, right? Actually, these resin pieces will be in the store.
I don't know how many we're gonna do, but whatever the extra are, we'll put in the store.
Yeah. We usually don't have them available in the store, but we're trying it with this one.
Yeah.
We'll see how well they do. Also, Powerline has some real bops. Yeah, both of the Powerline songs are really good.
Powerline song?
Powerline is this Prince / Michael Jackson homage character in the movie.
Oh, cool.
It's very, very good. If you're looking for a father-daughter movie, I hear Sinister takes the... No. Come on. They do seem like great pieces. Yeah.
Oh, wait, let's go this.
What's going on in the store? I missed that. Oh, the resin pieces, we're going to actually put some stock in the store after the Kickstarter.
You can buy stock in our store. It's called GameStop.
Oh, yeah. We forgot to add that in the news. We actually went public today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's under G Stop. It's our code on the NASDAQ.
Man,
And,
if we managed to get G-Stop, they'd be so mad.
Because, Dwarven Forge abbreviates to G-Stop. It's pretty logical. I think...
Diamond Hands. They do some, great pieces. Yeah, I'm really happy with these resin pieces. Just the modularity that we're getting out of them is very nice.
Yeah, it's a cool... it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Nix will be releasing Dwarven Coin. Forge Coin.
She can take a swan dive.
Is it listed on Dow or NASDAQ? We actually signed up.
We're on both, actually.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
We're in the NASCAR.
We're in NASCAR.
Yeah. So you'll have to...
We place first. Yeah.
This guy named Don Jones. That's why I'm buying them. Modularity. Pull a bin off the shelf and start tossing it on the table and figure out what you need to... Don't toss them, though. They're not as durable as the Dwarvenite will be. But,
No, but that is, fundamentally, that's, what I do a lot of times. You just, I pull out a bunch of the pieces and play around.
That's the thing is, us just messing around with it right now has been... we planned to show off some stuff about them today, and then we found, a bunch of stuff we didn't even think about before. Ooh, yeah.
Some jumpy stones down the thing.
Those footprints match up pretty nicely.
Yeah. Wonder if Cliff Jumper can... Yeah, Cliff Jumper. There she is. Grayson's been naming the squirrels around our house. He's named 24 squirrels at this point. The name's Snow Claws and Car Sneak, Car Dodger or something. And Car Dodger and Snow Claws and Springy or something. I don't know. But
I can't wait for his feature film. Forgetting the Squirrel.
Forgetting the Squirrel.
That works really well too.
Yeah, we got some options.
Yeah, just put a little stone there.
I think we got to stop because otherwise
it's already past 9:30. We've gone over. Yeah. So we tried to show as much as we could about these pieces today. Unfortunately, given that we haven't been in the office for a while and things are a little bit in flux at the moment with the quarantine and all that, we could not find some of the pieces we wanted to combine these with. But I hope that we at least gave you a good idea of what these things can actually do. I'm a very strong believer in these resin pieces compared to the ones we've generally done before. I think we can do a lot more with these pieces than a lot of the resin in the past.
I use that Dread Portal all the time.
The Dread Portal is very good, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of really cool use cases.
Well, it's only one piece. Or I guess it's got the side piece, two pieces. The advantage here is I've taken this arch off the amphitheater. We didn't do much with the amphitheater, but next time.
How does the footprint on that compare to, how big is
6x6 with the corners cut off?
Okay, that wouldn't work. All right, never mind.
Yeah, I didn't mind.
Oh, did we ever use the Titan's Tooth Peak?
Oh, son of a...
Can we just add that onto this?
Yeah. No, but yeah.
Okay, how does the footprint of the Titan's Tooth Peak compare to the thresholds? Can you put one of the life or death tree on top of the?
I think it's gonna fall over if we do that. But
that's also fair.
Well, let's try it.
Just see how it matches up. Yeah, it might be risky to do that though. You're right. If they're resin.
I'm ready. I'm here for the risk. Now that we're on NASCAR, we can
We need to end the stream teaching Nate how to do the perfect cast. I really hope that you watch Goofy Movie and just get obsessed with it. If you become the Goofy Movie guy, I mean you're gonna have to fight me for it. But
the Goofy Movie guy.
Show us the Titan's Tooth Peak piece. Yeah, when we showed up Titan's Tooth before, we couldn't find the peak, but then I came across it on accident. Good time tonight seeing these. Yeah. Like how we were yeah, we're done for sure, and then it just became... All right.
Is it only on Disney Plus, though?
No.
Oh, good.
I mean, I have it on DVD. I could just bring the DVD. Do you still have a DVD player?
Yeah, I have a PS3.
Nice.
It's...
I remember when... The PS3
I have first generation PS3, the big chunky one.
I remember when the PS3 first came out and everybody was buying it as a Blu-ray player because they didn't really have games, but it was cheaper than getting an actual Blu-ray player.
It was everything. It was the future. It was great. All right, so
they've been laughing since I can't remember. They're not gonna laugh anymore. the roots get in the way. Ooh, that actually fits better.
It
fits somewhat.
It fits. It's questionable, but it does. Conceptually, it does fit. Wow.
It's a bit of a tough climb.
Bonsai.
Let me get in closer on that.
That's cool. That's the nook where you put
yeah.
death. Yeah. Something hangs out in this crazy caverny. Wow, that's crazy. Who? Okay, now should we?
That's a tough climb.
Should we get?
Have we not already?
We're going double crazy.
Oh God! All right,
yeah.
Just keep a steady hand.
This is the only, it's the only copy we have.
Please don't.
It's too late. Tyler's not here. There's nothing can.
Are the water overlays part of the Mega Mountain build? Or every water terrain tray that you get in any of the builds or any of the pledges, any water terrain tray will come with a water overlay.
Yep.
Whether it's in a pledge, whether it's an add-on pack.
Yep. And then we will have we'll sell them also on the web store after all Caverns Deep. Once Caverns Deep ships, once Wildlands ships, we'll put the excess in the web store in packs also separate, so you can get them. So if you want to get crazy, look at this. You can build the thing.
Did the Swamp Pledge have water terrain? It has the Swamp Mat.
Yeah, it does not have any of the terrain trays.
It doesn't need the overlays because it's a mat instead of the terrain tray.
Mat has it built in.
Yeah, the mat is already attached.
That is wild.
Then how large is the Titan's Tooth piece? That is a impressively large. I guess if you put it on the back of the Titan's Tooth, it actually like keeps it there. We must keep stacking.
It was like in that stream when Toby did like 3 Stairway to Violences or 6 Stairway to Violences up on top of...
Still on target for the Wildlands release date? So far, we have not received news that would make us have to push it back.
Yeah, but I'm going to guess...
Look at that skull on top of it.
It's not all going to ship at once. I think we're going to... Based on... There's just been so many little things that we've been fixing and adjusting and improving. I think... Because there's still a bunch that we haven't seen yet, so I'm guessing that
the wyvern can have his nest up there. Yeah, this is like this is a tough climb.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of like gnarly. Really like large sheer cliff faces to climb.
Yeah, we'll see. The factory hasn't said that we're gonna be late yet, but I don't know. There's a bunch of little unresolved things that we haven't seen solutions to yet, and they just hit Chinese New Year, so I don't know. I don't know. What are we supposed to ship in June? So it means it has to hit the water by April. I don't know. We'll see.
If it is late, it won't be by much. Yeah.
I bet the first half will go out in June, and then we'll have a second shipment that goes out in July or something, or August. With I don't know, we'll see. They haven't. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff we haven't seen yet, so we'll see.
It takes 2 months on the water. It takes a while on the water.
6 weeks, and then it has to. This is assuming all goes well, and then it has to go through customs, and then it has to get transported to the warehouse, and then it has to get received at the warehouse. So perfect world. Perfect world. It's like 9 weeks.
Customs are also taking longer than usual since
rolling the dice.
Yeah,
the Horizon dice.
That's why even with the restocks, like we got to order the restocks so far ahead of time.
Yeah, and you just never know. Oh, we didn't do this either. You could put like this guy up on. Whoops.
Just on the base.
Yeah, Titan's Tooth base.
These all play so well with each other. I love that skull.
That's awesome.
Like, I love the skull rock.
This boy.
Put the live side on the tooth top. Here you go. Oh wait, we already put the live side on. We put both of the sides on the tooth top already.
Yeah.
When's the next restock list going to be posted? We're trying to get confirmation on what exactly is going to be in it. So it shouldn't be long. I was actually just talking to Jay about it earlier.
Well, it might be because
Chinese New Year
just hit,
right,
and I don't think they confirm before they close. So we actually won't hear till March.
We were in the process of getting the next list confirmed.
We submitted a list in it, but they haven't come back with minimums and things and whatever. So we'll get there.
Yeah.
But it's gonna that's not gonna arrive till like June.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you got a little time. You can do that over there. Wow. I'll tell you what, there are going to be some...
We're going to see some crazy builds.
Insane builds when this stuff ships.
Well, the water overlays come with the mega builds, or do you have to get a separate set to have those? Any
come with the mega builds.
Yeah, any water terrain tray, whether it's in a pledge, whether it's in an add-on, whether it's individual like trays, every single water terrain tray will come with an overlay.
Yep. So your Wildlands Untamed has it. Your Titan's Tooth and Wirestone Peak will have it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man. There's a lot of combinations that we still haven't tried that I'm sure we're going to see people think of.
Yeah, it's going to be...
These escarpments go together in so many ways that then you add another piece like this and it...
Good for your wargame table.
Yeah.
All right, we got to stop for real.
We really have to stop. It's almost 9:45.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
so
it's 9:45. Oh,
I gotta grab all these screenshots and get them on the forums if people haven't already.
Let's get out of here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We got our players for the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out.
Understudies.
I'm gonna reach out to the players tonight so we can get you all looped in and schedule a test. Make sure that Vorpal Board's working for everyone.
Send us your builds, your 12x12s.
Yeah, I will post the builds. I just posted the submission form for builds one more time. If you want to get a build in there, you can also always check out the Discord for more information. We're there a lot. The information is also on the forums.
President's Day, right? Monday.
Yeah, that closes next Monday.
So
five more days to submit builds, and then at the end of that week, on Wednesday, we will show the 3 that we picked from your submissions, and then y'all will get to vote on another 3 over the next couple days.
It's gonna be fun. And then we go to the writer's room. We go to Build Jam. We paint those minis up. It's gonna be wild.
This is a huge
mistake. But let's bid everybody good night. Thanks for tuning in. We'll and Hamster Hobby Hang tomorrow night.
Yeah, Hobby Hang tomorrow. Valentine's Day Hobby Hang.
Valentine's Day?
It's a couple days before, but it's what we're calling the theme.
Got it.
Oh, thank you for watching, everybody.
Good night.